It's a lot warmer over here. I'm just standing over here, Billy. This is a lot warmer. A lot warmer.
A lot warmer.
Hell, I didn't realize how cold I was over there.
You know, that's why I don't want to go over there.
Yeah, that's, man. That's ridiculous.
mean, I'm just wondering if, you know, you're wondering if Bob's calling and all this, that, and the other. It's, you know, a lot of information in 15 minutes, you know? Yeah, I mean, like, it makes... I mean, I do, but it's just a lot. I don't know. I just didn't want to mess up the game. I thought you knew how to do it. And I was like, if you...
Ooh, all right. Got a live mic there just to let you know.
Oh, sorry.
You're fine. You're fine.
Check, check, 1, 2. Check, check.
Ribs going, God, fried chicken.
I'm trying to find out how much does my close get to that shot as I get close to it? How close we have to get every time I dig in the wood, is my phone going to pick up?
John, will you just type it so I can run?
Slow down.
Asked him to untangle. Shit.
And now taken out to the field, Pride team.
And now coming out to the field, Pride.
Here, just feed it, yeah.
And now please welcome onto the field, HBCU Brave. Please all rise for the national anthem. And now everybody please remain standing for the HBCU anthem.
And welcome, everybody, to Salem, Virginia for the HBCU Spirit of America All-Star Game. The best of the best from the HBCUs from all across the country have assembled here in Salem, Virginia for a week of activities, an NFL-style combine, practices, banquets, nights on the town, and now they're ready for the second annual Spirit of America Bowl. Welcome, everyone. My name is Bill McMillan. I'll be your play-by-play announcer today. To my right, Brandon Noble, former Penn State great and NFL player. Brandon, we've been here for a couple of days. We've seen these guys. What an exciting game to see these players in this environment.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. You know, you've got a lot of really explosive football players. Offensive, defensive line, they're going to have to gel today. But it's a great opportunity for these guys to play one more football game and get one last opportunity to go out there, let it all loose, and then see what happens down the road.
Yeah, the HBCU Spirit of America Bowl was only one of 4 All-Star games where a player can be drafted, joining only the Senior Bowl, the Shrine Game, and the NFLPA game. So for these HBCU players who hope to play in the NFL, this is one last chance to get it on film and impress the scouts. We know that there were scouts from numerous teams here from both NFL and CFL this week who really got to see a great atmosphere and players who look the part and are trying to be the part.
They definitely look the part. There's some big fellas out there, some guys that can run. And really one of the most important things, and not that the game isn't important, this is about going out and playing football one more time, but it's those practices. That's when the scouts are there. That's when they're watching. They're watching all the little things, right? How do they prepare? How are they focused? You know, how do they do in the drills? And then the combine, too, right? This is a long process these young men are going through just to try and get into a camp.
Yep, as we look at our players to watch, we'll look at the Brave players first. Austin Howard, the quarterback out of Southern.
He's a good football player. He's exciting. He's a bit of a dual threat guy. You know, a little bit on the small side when you look at the NFL, but I know some CFL guys are looking at him. And at the end of the day, man, he's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Really, really exciting.
And the players I'm looking forward to is a running back out of Alcorn State, D. Lance Turner.
Explosive, man. I'm excited to watch this kid play today, especially in an all-star game. You said it earlier. You're one misfit, one covered, one mistake away from an 80-yard touchdown, and DeLance is a guy that can absolutely take it to the house right away.
And then on the defensive side, we got the teammates from Prairie View, Jalen Williams and Jalen Coleman.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun for these guys to go out and play together one more time, right? They spent all season together. Jalen Williams is a really, really active linebacker. What I was really impressed with when I looked kind of at his stat line, 19.5 tackles for losses, which was pretty impressive.
And then as we turn over and we look at the Pride will be in Burgundy today. That wide receiver from Bethune-Cookman, Frank Brown.
Yeah, Frank Brown did a great job here this week. He's been really, active, catching a lot of balls, doing really well in the one-on-ones. Plus, he's got a little bit of an advantage as he's playing with his quarterback and his offensive coordinator from college, so that's huge.
Yeah, he knows all the terminology. He knows where they're supposed to be. Then Willis White, the wide receiver out of Alabama State.
Super impressive week. I mean, this guy won every one-on-one. He really used this game to kind of make a name for himself with the NFL scouts.
And then the two more Alabama State players on the defense, Garrett Odom and Ronnie Scott.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm an old D lineman. I'm really excited to watch Garrett Odom play. 6'2", 267, really long arms, pass rusher. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Ronnie Scott, again, really active cornerback. Definitely got the physique that NFL teams are looking for, 5'9", about 180 pounds. Really long arms, really physical, both important things that the NFL and the CFL are looking for.
Just a few of the players to watch here in the HBCU Spirit of America All-Star Game. Let's see, Team Pride is going to be received. Team Pride will be in your blue today. We have Juan Serena from Fort Valley State teeing it up, and two players back deep for Team Pride. But we are almost ready to go, folks. Thanks for tuning in on this Martin Luther King weekend. A smorgasbord of football. We know you have lots of choices, and we appreciate you tuning in today for the HBCU Spirit of America All-Star Game. We are here in sunny but chilly Salem, Virginia, and a high end-over-end kick going to be fielded by one of the up men. So they're going to get the ball at the 20-yard line. And, Brandon, as we look at this, it's an all-star game, so not your usual formations and players and why things are doing this, but what are a couple of keys to the game for today?
Well, I think one of the keys is going to be the offensive lines on both sides of the ball. That's the toughest unit because those guys have to work together as one, and these guys have had about 5 or 6 practices to learn terminology and blocking schemes. Again, it'll be very simple, but those guys are going to have a huge impact on the game today.
All right, the blue team comes out being their head coach is Gustavius Patterson from Wagner. Alan Suber, we talked about him from Bethune-Cookman, is the offensive coordinator here as we get our first snap.
And the quarterback, number 1.
Looking to his left, fires out, completion down quick. Fired it out to Willis White, just a nice little option, and throwing it out to the flat.
Yeah, again, getting these guys comfortable. These guys have never met a lot of these guys until this week, so they're out here. Nice little out route. Brim tosses the ball out there again. Get him confidence with his receivers, guys he's never worked with before.
Yeah, Larry Brim is under center. You know, his offensive coordinator here, Bethune-Cookman. 41 games in his career, 4,700 yards, completed 60% of his passes. He's looking to impress today. He wants to take it to the next level here on 2nd and about 6. Trying to get everybody aligned. We talked about alignments and cadence. Just a quick dive right up the middle. He's going to run right in to Jalen Coleman. He was one of the players to watch. Yeah,
again, that's a great job. Inside linebacker. It's a little inside zone. They brought the Y, who was the tight end, off the ball, brought him back to block a D lineman. And it's going to be really, really simple stuff today. Inside zones, powers, outside zones, things that kind of everybody knows how to do. And then it's just, hey, kids, go play.
And that's what they do well. You know, Alan Suber at Bethune-Cookman. I believe he was at Alabama State, is what Eric Galco from Optimum Scouting was telling us earlier in the week. So the lots of movement, but the coaches all know each other. But like you said, the players are really kind of getting to know each other as we're just underway. 3rd down for Team Pride.
Drops back for another pass.
Flag on the play, looking to his right. Oh, almost nice toss over there. Nice live arm for Brim.
Yeah, that ball came out hot right there. That was a nice toss, but we had a flag on the play. It looked like a little jumpy D lineman there on the right side, the D end. I couldn't tell who that was there. But again, in a game like this, right, cadence, language. Football has its own unique kind of terminology and language, and every place is different. And so when you get in a situation like this, you have to learn real fast, and that's something else that the scouts are looking for. How quickly can you do that? Because when you get into the NFL, you're going to get thrown a playbook the size of a library and expected to learn it within a couple days.
Yeah, I know. I was listening to Brett Favre doing an interview one time, and he talked about when he got traded from the Falcons to the Packers, he was in his 2nd year before he really everything started to come together. So you're talking about one of the all-time greats, and it took him a couple of years to figure it all out. All right, but that penalty brings up first down for Team Pride, just underway. Thanks for tuning in. Look like they're going to check off here. Saw something they didn't like. Trying to get everybody in the right position. Pitches to the outside, but a great job right there by the defensive end. Really forced him to the inside, shut it down.
Yeah, a little speed option running out to the edge. I mean, again, that's a nice, simple play that these guys have been, probably running since they were in youth football, and just get out on the edge and make the defensive end make a decision. Jeremy Taylor does a great job, comes up and makes the play there on the edge. It's a nice play by the corner, the safety, coming up and running the alley. That's important in the NFL. Those guys get a bad rap that they don't tackle, but you've got to tackle at some point. And if you can come up and play the edge and set the edge of a defense in the run front, that's a huge plus.
Looked like Freddie Hart up there on the defensive line kind of got a good push and was able to force him to the outside where he had some help there. Loss of 1. Another timeout. And Team Blue's going to take a timeout early here. 12:57 to go in the ballgame. We'll step away for a quick break, but you are watching the HBCU Spirit of America All-Star Game from Salem, Virginia. We'll be right back.
Second down, 11 to go. Ball's on the 31-yard line.
And back out of the Team Pride timeout. Gustavius Patterson wanted to talk it over a little bit. Terminology is just, one thing you say to a guy means one thing and another guy means something else.
Yeah, and you never know, right? All these guys are coming from different systems.
Looking to his right. Big pass rush. Not the little flare dropped and looked like what he did right there. That looked. He tried to run with the ball before he got it.
Yeah, I think that was number 28, Darius Bland, coming out of the backfield there from Lincoln. And you're going to see him flare out here at the top of your screen. Just run a little swing route, gets up there, eyes get upfield. Oh, no, he just lost that thing right there, man. Again, yeah, that's one of those nice, easy passes that you really want to hold on to.
Might have heard footsteps from the linebacker or the defensive back coming up on that side, but going to bring up third down. And even in a regular game, 3rd and 11 is a difficult play. In an all-star game, we'll see what happens here. It might be a little freelance. Big pass rush there, right up the gut. Looked like Aaron Guy right up there really put the hit on Larry Brim.
Yeah, 99 Aaron Guy did a great job. They were trying to set up a little screen there. The Pride offense wasn't. That's a good, safe 3rd and long call. There's not a lot of calls in the playbook, especially in an all-star game playbook, to get you 3rd and 11 or longer. Screen's a great call. You know the D-line's going to get off the ball. They're going to attack, because what do those guys want in this game? They want sacks, right? That's how D-linemen make their money. And you saw it right there. Aaron Guy got in the backfield, forced a bad throw.
Connor Killeen from Chowan now on the punt. Almost over his head. Not a very good kick. Probably going to be.
Connor Killeen from Chowan.
Almost hit a Team Brave right there. We saw that in the game last night in the Eagle game. Yeah. Where it bounced off not 1, 2, but 3 Eagle players before it was finally corralled by the Falcons.
2 birds. The birds are playing, right?
The Dirty Birds.
Yeah. So you know what? And look, that's the other thing. We didn't really talk much about it, but look, again, talk about some confusion and some terminology issues and learning new stuff on offense and defense where you spend most of your time. Special teams, man, that's an area in an all-star game where you don't have a lot of time to coach those guys and talk about things. So, again, it's getting everybody on the same page is hard enough offensive and defensively.
Might have spent about 20 minutes in one of the practices covering that, but it's going to be first down for Team Brave starting at their own 40-yard line. Hand the ball off, trying to get to the outside, but that D-line really did a good job. Brandon Norwood came up, excuse me, not Brandon Norwood. Anthony Smith out of Norfolk State came up, really put the hit on him.
Running back.
Yeah, that was a great job. Good job up front. Again, this is the offensive line's got to get used to working together. They did a little center pull there. Looks like number 55 was in the backfield there. Garrett Oden real quick. He got upfield, and then everybody else rallied, and big tackle for loss. Now you got second and really long.
So from talking to the scouts earlier in the week, they said the defensive lines for both teams were pretty dominant. Looking to his right, got a man in the flat. Just a nice pitch and catch right there. Just a simple, easy route. Picked up the 5 yards they lost on the sack.
Yep, you end up 3rd and 10. Again, it's one of those down and distances you don't want to be in, especially if you're an offensive lineman. Right now, you've got a really talented, athletic D line that gets to pin their ears back and take off. But probably wouldn't be surprised. We got a little 4 wide receivers, maybe a little screen, a little draw, be conservative and punt the ball. But it's an all-star game. Why not take a shot?
3rd and 10. Looking right down the middle. He's got a man open on the flat. Nice catch out there to the side. Kadero Hodge from Prairie View. Nice throw kind of into the wind from Vincent Jeffries.
Yeah, that's a good job by Jeffries getting that ball out there. Again, it's nothing fancy there, just a little out route, but he got what Hodge did well here is he got past the sticks, right? Sometimes those guys just a little bit short. They needed 10. They end up at 9, but that's a great job being aware of where he is on the field and where the sticks are.
And that is Austin Howard out of Southern University who's in right now, not Vincent Jeffries. Just a quick handoff right up the middle, going to pound forward for a few yards again. Anthony Smith in on the stop. Good, nice little hole right there by the O-line.
Yeah, that's a good job by those guys up front. Just a nice little easy inside zone, out of the gun. You see it all the time on Saturdays in college football right now, and they do a good job getting some push up there.
Plays coming in from the sideline. Adrian Jones from Shaw University is your head coach, and Toriana Morgan out of Virginia Union is your offensive coordinator for Team Brave. Looking to pass again. Lots of time. He's got a man open. Nice. Got behind the defender right there. He puts a move on. We talked about him in the opening. DeLance Turner. Great job right there.
Yeah, DeLance Turner comes out of the backfield. Just a little wheel route, right? So it starts out as that flare route. You're going to see him down here at the bottom of your screen. And then he's going to cut up. And as that safety is driving up on what looks like a flare route, right, all of a sudden he's running down the field, man. Great move. You see why he's so explosive, so shifty. It's a good finish right there.
Deceptive speed right there for him as a defender took a bad angle on him, thought he was going to pin him against the sideline, and now they're down in the optimum scouting red zone is Team Brave. And he almost finishes off right up the middle down to the 2-yard line. But, again, that offensive line, Solomon, Pierce, Aguilera, Kristen, and McAllister doing a good job for Team Brave.
Yeah, that's good. Just another little inside zone again, right? Let those big guys lean on the people in front of them, the D-line in front of them. A couple combo blocks, get up to the linebacker, and Turner did a great job finding that little crease and getting in there.
Number 12 back in the shotgun. Hands off to the running back.
What are they going to say? No signal yet. Now we've got it from the head linesman. Touchdown right there for DeLance Turner. 180 rushes, 1,300 yards, 10 TDs, all SWAC running back, and he's proved it on that first drive.
Yeah, it's just a little power play. You get a double team on the front side, you pull a guard around the backside, and DeLance Turner does the rest, man. He forces himself in the end zone.
Great hard run by DeLance Turner from Alcorn
2-yard
State.
run right there. Now the kickers are interesting. We've got we talked about Juan Cerna out of Fort Valley State, who's on to attempt the extra point, but lots of movement up there. He's a kicker, but he also has to punt.
Yeah.
And the punter is Connor Cullen out of Chowan. He's a punter, but he also has to kick. So we may see some oddities.
Special teams could get a little dicey today, and you've seen it already. You saw on the first punt, ball looked like it might have hit one of the guys on the return team, which makes it a live ball, and then you see it right here on this extra point attempt. The O-line not used to the cadence, not used to how long it takes for that long snapper to get the ball back there. Jumped early, made it a little bit longer kick.
Spot is down, kick is up, and it looks good from here. Waiting for the signal. There we go. They weren't really sure.
Yeah.
But with 9:15 to go in the first quarter, Team Brave is struck first. They're on top 7-0 over Team Bride. We're here with the HBCU Spirit of America All-Star Game from Salem, Virginia. We'll be right back.
Juan Cerna will be kicking off again from Fort Valley State. Back to receive, we got Willis White from Alabama State.
Pride on top, 7-0. Excuse me, Brave on top, 7-0. High kick going to be fielded again by one of the up men at about the 19-yard line, trying to get to the outside. Not going to get very much. Little too much east and west, not enough north-south.
Yeah, this is one of those deals where you want to go vertical on the kickoff return. They say one cut and go vertical. Get what you can get. Don't try and run around everybody, because everybody out there is fast. And especially when you get to the next level, if that's something that all these guys are going to have to do. When they get to the NFL, when they get into camp, you have to be able to do more than just play wide receiver or just play running back. You have to play special teams. That's how a lot of these guys are going to make a team. I mean, that's a guy. I spent 7 years playing in the NFL, and for 4 of them, I was in the wedge on the kickoff return, even when I was starting. But when I first got there, that's how I made the team. That was a part of the deal, and these guys are going to have to do that.
Second possession here for Team Pride. Looking right, he's got a man wide open in the middle. Nice catch right there at the 40-yard line before he's finally tackled. That was Frank Brown right there. He just ran a deep out or deep in and wide open.
Yeah, no, that was a nice route by number 4, Frank Brown there. Just ran, nice little, looked like about a 10-yard dig route, right? Gets up there, gets underneath people in the zone. Drives on that thing. It's a nice pass, too, man. He shot that thing in there.
Larry Brim from Bethune-Cookman in at quarterback. Looked good on that throw right there. He's going to flare it out to the flat. Almost a block in the back right there.
He got away with one.
Right there in front of the official.
Yeah, definitely got away with one there. I think that was Willis White. It was a nice little toss there. Got Bishop out of the backfield there. Larry Bishop. You can see him again. There's a little flare route, right? You see him right below the quarterback. He just runs out there. That's basically a run. That's just like running a toss sweep or something along those lines. Get your running back out in space, drive him off with the wide receivers, and let him go.
Brim rolling to his right. Going to tuck and run now. Not very much there. Good pursuit. Everybody out there. Aaron Guy, the big 6-foot, 368-pounder from Benedict, put the hit on him.
Yeah, he's a big fella, man. He had 6 sacks this year, 79 tackles. Super active, Aaron Guy, number 99, man. Good chase. You see coming from the bottom of your screen here, too, number 55. I think, who was 55? Conley coming off the right end, chasing him down, too. That's great effort. And that's something else that scouts want to see, that the NFL guys, the CFL guys want to see. They want to see what kind of motor you have, especially if you're a D lineman.
Going to bring up third down, still in the first quarter. Brim still in a quarterback. Quick pass out. Oh, almost pulled it down right there. Frank Brown, again, tried to get the one-hander, but Brim was under a little bit of pressure right up the middle.
Yeah, and Brim and Brown, that's kind of tough to say, but they're teammates at Bethune-Cookman. Again, they've got their OC here calling the plays, so I would not be surprised to see that kind of match, that connection to continue, because they've played together for so long, and that's a huge part of the game, is understanding how guys run routes, how the ball comes out of a quarterback's hands, and they also understand the offense.
Connor Colleen on the punt again. Back deep is Marquise Warford out of Alcorn State.
Back to receive.
For Team Brave.
Number 11, Marquise Wolford from Alcorn State.
So 2 opportunities for Team Pride. Both have ended in punts. Much better kick this time around. Going to get that one to turn over. Oh, and he muffed it. looks like Team Pride is going to come out with it. We talked about the special teams, and there we've seen our first big mistake.
Yeah, that was big right there. I mean, that was a great kick. That ball got up there, had great hang time. It turned over on him, and then it looked like it moved a little bit. He got underneath it. You're going to see right here, and see how he has to back up a little bit? You want to try and get square, get your chest underneath that ball, your face underneath that ball, and your toes pointed to the goal line. When he had to turn, he lost it a little bit. That's a great job by the coverage unit getting down. Look, special teams are hard enough. There's a limited amount of time to work on them on a regular football team. When you're doing all-star football games, that's a tough spot. Coaches get real nervous when it's time to kick the football in an all-star game.
Well, I think the hardest job in football, regardless of the level, is the punt returner.
Oh, there's no doubt.
People don't understand how hard it is to catch that football. Run off the right-hand side right there, going to pick up a couple, and that right-hand side of the line, Meso Dodd and Philip Norman didn't really set the edge right there.
No, that was a good job by the defense, really doing a great job of kind of pushing guys back, and gave number 5, Devon Johnson, no place to run. So as soon as he tried to turn that corner, everybody was there.
Play coming in from Gustavius Patterson, and I knew I had a chance to talk to him earlier, and he was real excited about being here this week. Cuss is a really good guy.
He's a lot of fun. I've met him at a couple of Dream Bowls, and I enjoy watching him work out there, and he absolutely loves coaching ball.
Looking to his right. Tipped at the line of scrimmage maybe, and you talked about the concentration. Should have been an interception. Yeah,
that definitely should have been picked off right there. That was number 2, Everett Nicholas, I think, from out there on the edge trying to get that jersey number. That's who it is. He wants that one back right there. You see Brim here, right? He's going to sit. That's a good job by 23 right there. Gets his hands up. That's Jeremy Taylor. Does a great job kind of sitting in that zone, reading Brim's eyes, jumping up in the air and getting a piece of it. And then Nicholas really, really wishes he had that one back.
It was almost like he had to wait on it too much.
Sometimes, sometimes he was in great position, right? He turned and played the ball, but I think the tip actually messed him up too.
All right, 3rd down in the Optimum Scouting red zone. Looking to his left, big push up the middle. Able to get out of a sack, but not from the second guy right there. Flags all over the place, but another great push from that D-line.
Yeah, great job. I think he might have grabbed a face mask there. As Brim took off, it looked like he might have got the face mask hooked, and you kind of tell by the way he fell.
Kind of saw his head kind of snap back around.
Yep, you're going to see it. Aaron Guy, really, really busy, the big fella from Benedict. I've been impressed with him. He's fun to watch.
And that is the call. Offsetting penalties right there. So we've got our referee is Anthony Hage. Our umpire is Elton Tolliver. Linesman Dave Thomas. I wonder if that's the Wendy's. I'm kind of hungry. Let's see. Line judge Eli Stratton. Back judge Branton Ferguson. Side judge Eric Monroe. And field judge is Rob Majors. But there were offsetting penalties right there, so we will just bring up 3rd down again. So far, Larry Brim still in at quarterback. You know, what a career. 4,700 yards, 31 touchdowns, 17 touchdowns running, so 48 touchdowns. That's a lot of trips to the end zone.
That's a lot of points right there. When you've got a guy under center or, in the gun now that's running your offense that puts that many points on the board, you're going to be a good football team.
Faking the handoff, rolling. Nice toss right there. Touchdown, Team Pride. Nice little rollout, and found the guy on a little out route.
I think that was Chet LeVay, the tight end out there. Yeah, it's a good job, man. You're going to see him. He's just going to do a great job of kind of wiggling out into the flat there, giving Brim a nice big target, and that was a nice catch. 6'2", 240 pounds. It's a big target.
Couple of guys in the area almost looked like he took it from one of his other players the way he jumped up, but they had a couple of players open right there. But Team Pride is on the board. And now Connor Colleen in to attempt the extra point.
Number 17 for the Pride, Connor Colleen from Chowan.
And the kick is up, and it's good. And we've got a ball game here. 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Team Pride takes advantage of the turnover. They've tied it up 7-7. We'll be back for the HBCU Spirit of America All-Star Game in a moment.
counter clean with the extra point made. Now he's going to kick off.
And welcome back, Marquise Wofford and Kareem Smith back to receive the kick, all tied up 7 apiece. Field the ball at the 2, trying to find a crease, but a nice tackle right there. Kenneth Hagens out of Morehouse College. Nice open field, wrapped him up, took him down.
Right, we've talked a lot more about special teams today than I thought we would, but going back to what I was talking about, making an NFL roster, right? That's a huge part of this game. And so these guys, again, you're going to watch the coverage unit show up down here, man. There's some contact in there. That's a great stick, great open field tackle. And then what I really like seeing is all those blue jerseys on top of that ball carrier, man. These guys are playing hard right now.
So going to get second opportunity to see Team Brave. 60-yard drive ended in a 2-yard touchdown run from DeLance Turner on their previous possession. He's going to hand the ball right up the middle. Not a whole lot there, but like you said, a lot of blue jerseys around that ball carrier.
Swarming to the ball. And look, one thing, this happens in camp too, right? When you're in camp, whether it's college or high school or the NFL, it always takes the offense a little longer to get going. So the defense is always ahead of the game. And again, when you're in a situation like this, where you have 6 practices together, the defense is going to naturally be a little bit more ahead of the offense.
Number 14, running back Juwan Etheridge from West Virginia.
Second down. Loss of 1 on the play.
Another handoff to Juan.
Off to the left right there. Decent hole right there. Going to get across the 25. Looked like Tevin Spells right there out of Florida A&M, the Tennessee State transfer.
Yeah, no, that was a great job by the front. They did a good job. They actually pulled the center there and got him out in front of things, and you're going to see this right here. Watch this little cut. You got the center, you got a guard out in front. That's a great job reading his offensive lineman, getting upfield. I think that was actually number 14, Juwan Etheridge, right there on the carry. That's a good cut, good vision.
So going to bring up 3rd down now. We were told that they would run a little more spread than Team Pride. Looking to his left, he's got a man cut. Nice cut right there for Team Brave. They're going to pick up a 1st down.
That was a nice little timing route right there. Just a little post, quick slant, skinny post, whatever you want to call it. Great job moving the chains. This is a nice little dart he threw. You're going to see from the top of your screen there, he's got a clean pocket, which is nice. And they brought a little pressure there, and he was able to kind of step up into that throw, hit him on the money.
Looks like Amon Gomez on the coverage right there, but it will be 1st and 10. Being flushed out of the pocket now, rolling to his right. Now he's going to tuck and run. Just kind of scrambled out of bounds was Austin Howard. What do you expect from the second team all SWAC 4-year starter?
Yeah, no, that's a great job. Great pocket presence there, right? He stepped up. He stepped up in the pocket, kind of moved into that open space. You're going to see the left defensive end coming around the corner. He steps up, Howard does. He's got his eyes downfield the whole time, and then he decides, all right, I'm going to tuck this thing and run. That's good decision-making right there.
Nate Weiss out of Chowan had made some good pressure right there, forced him out of the pocket.
Oscar with the handoff.
Nice little run right there again to Juwan Etheridge. He's only 5'6", 197, but he's bringing a load.
Yeah, that's a bowling ball of butcher knives right there, man. That's a guy that's hard to find behind a big O-line, and he does a great job. He finds a little hole in the B gap. You're going to see right here, nice kick out block on Weiss. Weiss does a good job retracing, but again, if you're making the tackle 4 or 5 yards downfield, that's not a good thing if you're the DN.
1st down for Team Brave. Flea flicker. Kenneth Hagens was not going to have any of that.
Wow. Kenneth Hagens. Sometimes that flea flicker will get you, right? Because you're going to bring the linebacker, right? And all of a sudden, Kenneth Hagens came out of there like they was shot out of a cannon. You see a little fake here, little pistol, handoff, and then watch Hagens come right here. Boom! Accelerates through that thing, man. That was picture perfect right there. You're a defensive player, man. You dream of hits on the quarterback like that.
When they run that play again, they're going to have more problems in a math book.
Yeah, that was a nice play right there. Again, you're going to see little trick plays like that in games like this, and that's what makes them fun.
Loss of about 7 there. Little screen pass. Great defensive play. Hagens again.
That's a great two-play little combination he's put together there. Kenneth Hagens out of Morehouse College. Good football player. A lot of tackles. Really, really active.
Little undersized, but I mean, he showed he's got heart.
Yeah, he can scoot around out there. Again, look, there's this idea of you have to be super, prototypical, and there's a lot of football players. One of the great things about the game is if you just go out there and you work hard, you're going to be good at it. You're going to be successful.
All right, 3rd and about 17. The line is the 42 for Team Pride.
Austin Howard back to pass.
Howard still in, flushed out of the pocket.
Hagens again.
I mean, that's a great series right there for Kenneth Hagens. If you're watching, he's really earned something right there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He did a great job right there, and 3 plays in a row. This is a good job. You get a little. The O-line does a decent job picking up a couple games up front, some twist games. Howard pulls it down and runs up, and then you see Hagens come up and meet him. Again, Hagens was kind of sitting in the middle of the zone there, had his eyes on Howard. When Howard took off, once he crossed the line of scrimmage, he knew he could come up and make that play.
And I think Hagens made the kickoff tackle as well, so he pretty much owned that series for Team Pride. That's going to bring up 4th and about 9. Punt team is on. Juan Cerna. Another nice kick. Fair catch being called for. Going to catch the ball at about the 8-yard line. Elijah Smith out of Lincoln University. All right, so Brandon, we've seen Team Pride out there twice now. What kind of adjustments are you expecting to see from Gustavius Patterson as they come back out for the 3rd time?
Well, I think it'll be interesting to see. I think they've got to get the run game going just a little bit. I think that would help them. But again, this is one of those deals where it's hard to even make adjustments, right? Because you don't have your whole playbook now, right? You're working with a limited amount of plays, and at the end of the day, you got to go into that huddle and say, "Look, guys, you got to do this. We can only call so many plays after 4 days of practice, and you've got to go out, you've got to block, you've got to run, you've got to throw and catch the ball the right way right now."
Looks like Kevin Taylor now in at quarterback. He's going to hand the ball off right up the middle, and that defensive front for Team Brave looked pretty massive.
Yeah, that was they were stout inside right there. Good play. I think that was 99 in there. Aaron Guy again. He's busy. He's been busy today. He's a big old nose tackle. But you're going to watch just a little inside zone. Right, you're going to see Aaron Guy pop right there with the yellow helmet. Does a great job getting off the block. Gets up, gets pretty excited, and he should be. I respect that. That's what I used to do right there, man. When you make a play as a nose tackle, man, that's a good day because a lot of times that ball ends up someplace else, so you got 2 guys blocking you all the time.
That is still Larry Brim back there at quarterback, not Kevon Taylor. It looked like there was a change in helmet there, but he's still in shotgun. Looking to hitch. And way overthrown there. Nice arm there. Looked really windy here yesterday. The wind has calmed down, and he just airmailed that one.
Yeah, and look, Aaron Guy actually got in his face there, and Brim wasn't able to set his feet. He had 6 feet, 368 pounds of Aaron Guy coming at him, and he wasn't able to get his feet set. He wasn't able to step into the throw, and that's why the ball floated on him.
And with that, that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. And what a quick and exciting first quarter it has been. So don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to switch into the field, and we'll be back with more exciting action from the HBCU Spirit of America Bowl right here in Salem, Virginia.
start of the second quarter. Pride ball on their own 12-yard line.
And we're back for second quarter action, all tied up 7-7. Team Brave took advantage of a turnover to cash in their points. A little fake handoff rolling out. Dump pass almost picked up right there. That would have been a great play by Darius Bland.
Got a flag on the far side of the field there. There's a little RPO, a little run pass option.
He had a lot of green turf in front of him if he decided to tuck it.
Yep, Brim does a good job with little, you know, he makes the read to get outside on the edge and then dumps the ball out there. Unfortunately, wasn't able to hold on.
So while they're sorting that out, they're going to decline. It looks like that's going to be against Team Pride. Going to bring up 3rd and long. We've been joined in the booth by Neil Malvone, organizer of Dream Bowl weekend. And Neil, man, welcome, and man, thanks for having us again this weekend, man. This was a good crowd and a great group of kids.
It was been a great week. Thanks, Bill, Brandon. Great to join you here today.
It helps when I take you off mute. I feel like that Geico commercial. Oh, sorry, had you on mute. But that's going to bring up a punting situation here. Connor Colleen in to punt. That should be Marquise Wofford back. Telling everybody to get away. And they're going to give great field position right now for Team Brave. But Neil, you know, we're in the second year of the Spirit of America Bowl, and you know, great success last year. A couple of kids get drafted. The game just is good, really getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, Bill, we've grown a lot in the last year. Much better talent again brought in by Eric this year. The scouts were here all week. Had over 30 NFL scouts here. They kept complimenting us on the talent we've brought in, and you can see it on the field right now. It's a very exciting football game.
All right, going to get our chance to see Vincent Jeffries in a quarterback now out of Florida A&M. 2,300 yards this year and 18 touchdowns. Lots of time to throw. He's looking deep down the sideline. Kind of air-mailed it in, but there was a lot of pushing and shoving down there, Brandon.
Yeah, definitely. That was Brandon Norwood, his teammate from Florida A&M, number 7 out there that he was trying to get the ball to. And great coverage there by Randy Allen, number 10, the safety. Again, just, hey, got to go out there, just chuck the ball deep. Why not? You know, a lot of times teams take shots in between the 40s. It's almost like a turnover right there. Might as well. You know, now you got 2nd and 10. You got to move the chains a little bit here, right? You don't want to get too far behind in a 3rd and long situation.
But Neil, as we're here in Salem, Virginia, you know, just really the weather has been good. The rain held off. The cold weather came in as they're going to hand the ball off right up the middle this time. Not much of a gain there, but great facilities here in Salem, and I know you enjoy being here, and it's been great for the players. They've really had an opportunity to bond at the team hotel and with the banquet. I mean, you guys have just done a first-class job.
I appreciate that, Bill. We work hard for the players. It's the players first in our organization, and for the most part this week, I saw a lot of happy people, a lot of happy parents and family, and for us, that's what it's all about.
And it's difficult because, like you said, you only get them one time. It's not like they're going to come back next year and get a chance to play with you as it's 3rd down.
Jeffries back to pass again.
Looking to his left.
Pass complete.
Pass complete out there, but a good tackle out there on that side. Was that Luis Zaquiria? No, Ronnie Scott.
It was Ronnie Scott.
Ronnie Scott at Alabama State.
Yeah, that's a great job coming up and making a nice tackle right there. All right, it's a good job. He sits in the good job up front. Look, he's got a little space to throw. Ronnie Scott comes up and drives, gets that leg, rolls him down, creates a 4th and 4. They're going to go for it. I like it. Might as well.
You know, I heard some of the scouts say that Ronnie Scott may have been the best defensive back here out of both teams. So high praise right there from the scouts. But first 4th down. And what are they going to rule it complete? Team Pride didn't think so, but they're going to give him the first down. A good hands right out there in the flats.
Yeah, that's a great job. Quentin Gray does a good job. He just hitches up right past the sticks. Jeffries zips it in there. You're going to see him here sit in the pocket up to your right. Right there, he just sits down. Ball's a little low and outside, but he does a great job coming up with that. Gray does. That's a nice catch.
You know, as a quarterback, you've got to have that counter going on in your head. 1,001, 1,002, got to get the ball out because it's just a quick pass.
Yep.
First down for Team Pride. And he doesn't go anywhere right there. Nice wrap up by Andre Wilson from Alabama State.
That's a good job by the big fellow in there, number 97, 5'10", 284 pounds. He had 6 sacks this year. That's pretty solid work right there for an interior D lineman.
Sitting here with Neil Malvone, organizer. And Neil, what's been the highlight of your week so far?
The highlight for us has been watching the scouts interact with the players back at the hotel and on the field. The players really enjoy that one-on-one contact that really only our game is able to provide to them, because the scouts can go to the field, go back to the hotel, and really have the players almost 24/7.
And I know you've gotten a lot of great feedback from the scouts, and the players were able to get some good feedback. Coming around on the jet sweep, flag on the play. That was Kadero Hodge, but really that play was made in the backfield, Brandon.
Yeah, there was some penetration there. It looked like the right defensive end got upfield, knocked things back. It may have been Garrett Odom. You see me, it's a jet sweep coming from the top of your screen right there, Hodge, and you see Odom right there. He doesn't make the play. There's a little bit of holding there. Offensive linemen, they hold every play. You could call it every play. I don't know. I may be a little biased.
That's coming from a true defensive line.
Exactly.
Right there.
Little hands to the face, though. Yeah, that hurts right there. That's a solid play on defense that puts him in 3rd and long, and now all of a sudden you give him a fresh set of downs inside the 15.
So, Neil, you talk about the access, and the players, I guess, are able to get a lot of feedback that helps them prepare as NFL Combine season's upon us.
Correct. The players need to know what they need to work on, whether it's their speed, agility, adding some weight. So the scouts can help them training for the next couple of months until the draft.
And I got an officials timeout. I think we got a problem on the chain gang over there. Looks like a down marker may be missing a link.
Man, you need those in there. I think
I've got an index card.
There you go. Exactly. Yeah, we saw that this year, didn't we? We saw some stuff in the NFL this year that you don't often see. But this is a great setup. And Neil, you talked about the idea of getting feedback from the scouts and how important that is, because this is just one step in the process.
Correct. They have a long way to go.
Yeah.
The training really starts for them now. A lot of these guys haven't played since the season ended.
Yeah,
so
that's another thing too.
It also reminds them of the aches and the pains and all the work that they still have to do to get to the next level.
And not handoff right there, but a good form tackle out there. I think that was Jaquez Bowser out of Alabama State coming up from his corner.
Number 65.
Yeah, that was a really, really good job coming up and making a tackle. Again, that's important. Corners get a bad rap. You're going to see it's just a little outside zone, or the inside zone. Sorry, he cuts it up inside and shows up, and then all of a sudden, bam, comes up. I think that actually is Randy Allen, number 10, comes in, gets down low. He's been pretty active this drive.
Team Brave benefiting from a head to the face penalty. They are in the Optimum Scouting red zone.
Hand off to Turner again.
And a handoff right up the middle, and just smothered him right there was Dakota Bear.
Yeah, Dakota Bear does a great job there. Coming off the edge. He's kind of playing like a stand-up outside linebacker right there, just coming off the edge and doesn't get blocked. That zone, that offensive tackle is working up. You see him right there, 71 working up, and there's Bear coming right off the edge. The pulling guard doesn't get to him. He gets too far upfield, but he's athletic enough to drive back down and make that tackle.
Good footwork right there, and that's something you want to see from that linebacker, able to miss the block and make the tackle.
No doubt about it.
Little confusion right now, it looks like, for Team Brave. Big 3rd down right here, an opportunity to take the lead for the first time in the game. Looking right, he's got a man wide open.
Jeffries throws to Turner.
Got him out there. He makes a man miss. Fumbled the ball out of bounds, but they're going to give him down to the 2-yard line. And good speed out there on the edge once the reception was made.
Yeah, DeLance Turner did a great job, number 28. you can see that explosiveness, right? As he gets out there in the flat, you're going to see him at the top of your screen, work out there, little route out to the edge, and then all of a sudden he's going to put his foot in the ground and go, man. He gets around that corner. As that defensive back came up, he thought he was going to be in one spot, but he had already run past him and was down the sideline.
That's nice arm strength right there from Vincent Jeffries, because that's a long throw hash mark to the other side of the field.
Yeah, it's a little further than you think it is. Maybe not vertically, but horizontally.
A little miscommunication right there. We talked about that, not knowing which side to go. He turned one way, running back went the other.
Yeah, and again, that's part of these situations, right? I mean, how many practices did they have?
So we were able to put them together 4 times, four
Right.
different practices, 2 on the first day and then single practices the next 2. Each practice were about 2 hours.
Right.
Plus they had a lot of team meetings, and they did some walkthroughs in and out of the hotel. So they did get some time together, but as you know, in all-star games, you can't get it all down in a couple of days.
Yeah, in football, I mean, it is a lot more complicated than people give it credit for. And to show up in 4 practices and be able to run an offense or a defense effectively is pretty impressive.
And guys, if I could just mention the hard work that the coaches put in, they were constantly drawing up plays, coming up with schemes, and again, the players have a lot to learn, and the coaches have a big responsibility in helping them learn.
Yeah, Gustavius Patterson was drawing plays the other night on a cocktail napkin, trying to introduce me.
That's what coaches do, man. They never stop. It always happens. I coached college ball for 8 years, and I've got my wife finds little Post-its and things like that all over the house, little drawings of plays. It drives her nuts.
But Neil, as we look at it, the players out there are jumping up and down, ready for Team Brave to score. As you move forward, what's next? What's the next thing you want to see to enhance the game and enhance the experience for the players?
For us, it's always looking for ways to improve the event. We'll certainly look to improve our media partners, look for some more television outlets. Also, sponsorships are something that we'd like to do, help keep the cost down for these young men. And of course, we want to just continue to bring the best talent here and get more of these guys to the next level.
Team Pride really blew that one up, Brandon, right in the middle.
Yeah, that was a big stop. 55, Garrett Oden in there. He's got we talked about. You're going to see him right there in the left. You can see him knock back here. Plays a great job with his hands, disengaging into that A gap and making the tackle.
And I think that's something that linemen don't get enough credit for, is the way they use their hands to get off the blocker and make the tackle.
Yeah, that's the name of the game. You got to get your hands in the right spot at the right time and then be able to get rid of a 320-pound man pretty quickly. And all he has to do is block you. I always say all the time, man, for a D lineman, you've got to do multiple things. That O lineman, he has one job, and it's to knock you off the ball.
All right, 3rd and goal again. Jeffrey just tucks and runs. He's at the goal line. Touchdown, 3-yard run there. Good vision, good decision by the quarterback.
Yeah, great job, good call. He's a big quarterback, 6 foot, 200 pounds. Does a great job just kind of running just a little zone play. You're going to see he's going to get a lead block there. DeLance Turner does a great job picking somebody up off the edge. Jeffries does a great job finding the crease, putting his shoulder down and powering through.
All right, Neil, you got to be extremely happy. Last year, the first year for the HBCU Spirit of America Bowl, Alabama State Jalen Ware goes to the Oakland Raiders. Alabama State's Brandon Barnes goes to the New York Jets, in addition to Chester Rogers, who's playing for the Colts. And the scouts and the players got to see this as a springboard to the next level.
Exactly. It was such an honor for us to see Jalen Ware get drafted. The Oakland Raiders scout, Raleigh McKenzie, was here, saw him, and made the pick. And for all these players here, 92 strong, they see that this is a path to get there. This isn't some fantasy that might happen. It's actually happened, and they have the same opportunity that Jalen had. And to be honest, these guys worked really hard all week. They took advantage of the opportunity in front of them, and hopefully we're going to see a couple of these guys on Sundays.
I definitely think they will. I know Brandon and I have talked about the talent we've seen and some of the stories. Some of these players showed up Friday morning, drove all night to get here in order to be here for a practice 11 o'clock on Friday morning. And you talked about the practices, in the limited practice. Friday it rained all day.
Yeah, the weather was rough on Friday, but the players gutted it out. They got out there. They ran the plays they needed to run. again, we had a nice hotel, the Holiday Inn here in Tanglewood, which helped with some ballroom space for them to run some inside plays as well. But yeah, these guys put in the effort all week. Certainly, if the scouts are looking for players that want to give effort, we had 92 guys that gave it all this week.
Juan Cerna's kick is fielded at about the 13, trying to get to the outside. Brandon Lynch from Virginia State trying to get to the edge. Didn't get very far. First down for Team Pride. And Neil, because we'll let you go because I know you got a lot of responsibilities here.
This is the longest he stood still all week.
Keep me here. This isn't so bad.
Not
having to move around for a few minutes isn't so bad. So
inside, not having to move around.
Right. They asked me another
deal.
couple questions. No, but seriously, yeah. What?
Cutting Edge Sports Management doing a great job of that's your firm putting on this game. I mean, I can't even imagine the undertaking, the players, the logistics. I mean, getting in talent like Brandon.
That wasn't so hard.
I'm easy.
No, that wasn't so hard. But no, you're right.
Yeah, I see the hamburger.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't get one, so obviously I got
cheeseburgers were part of the deal, man.
There's a lot of moving pieces. Obviously, the viewers see the end product, which is the game. But I arrived on Tuesday. Players started coming in on Wednesday. We had 2 combines, 2 banquets, 8 practices, 2 games this week. There's a lot of work that the organization puts in. But again, it's still the players that do the most work.
Rolling out to the right. Nice block out there. He's able to get around the edge. Good catch right there. Frank Brown, he was kind of one of our players to watch, Brandon.
That was a great job. That little RPO, and again, you go back to that idea, basically what that means is the quarterback has a run-pass option. You're going to see here, there's the run option. Right, there's more run options. See, there's the fake. We faked the cameraman out there, too. And then he sees Brown out on the edge. He sees what he wants. So basically the QB gets to make a couple decisions there. Does he hand the ball off to the tailback? Does he run it himself? Or does he throw it out to the edge to Brown? He made the right one there, getting it to Brown for the first down.
It's our first opportunity to see Kevon Taylor from Morehouse. You can tell he's a little taller.
Fake handoff to the fullback.
Just short hopped that one out on the wide side of the field.
Yeah, look, it's cold out there. You got to hold that ball. He's been standing over there on the sideline. I'm sure his hands are a little cold. That ball gets a little slippery. He'll get that thing calmed down and get warmed up a little bit. Again, this is where, as an offensive coordinator, you want to make sure you're throwing nice, easy passes, right? Little outs, little screens, little dump-offs. Let your quarterback get warm, get some confidence, and then air it out a little bit more.
Gonna bring him second down. 14 Pride. And they're going to run a little more traditional offense. I think they're looking more as a little spread now. Just going to fake it up the middle and dive across to the 50-yard line. He kind of zigs his way up. It gets into Team Brave territory.
Yeah, that's a great job. Taylor does a good job of reading his guard. So that's just a quarterback power right there. And again, this is one of those plays that's kind of made a comeback. And you're going to see he's going to fake a handoff here. Again, he's reading the defensive end. The D end stays outside of that pulling guard, which tells him he keeps the ball and gets underneath. If that D end would have crashed underneath the pulling guard, he probably would have given that ball to the running back.
Third down and a short 3. Looks like some confusion out there in what the slot receiver wants to do and the quarterback wants to do. Little screen, a little tunnel screen out there, and I think they took too long to get that play off. It kind of told everybody what was going to happen.
Yeah, and Frank Brown out there, I think he's the receiver that caught the football. He just needs to put his foot in the ground and go vertical there. I mean, that's a first down. He had that thing. It wasn't going to be pretty. He wasn't going to go 50 yards for a touch, but he could have got the first down there. But he tried to get a little fancy right there, right? Just follow your block. Put your shoulder down and go. Great job by the defense, though, Swarm. We're getting a lot of red jerseys over there.
They're going to bring up punting situation. Neil, what's the feedback from all the scouts? I know they come in. They obviously like what they see. What are they telling you about the production and how they can enhance it?
One of the things that I think made us most proud and happy this week was the scouts telling us how well organized the event was. The structure of the practices, the way the practice was being run by the coaches, and then the ability for them to be able to interview players, whether here or at the hotel. So for me, that was the really good positive feedback for our organization that we're able to satisfy them and make their job a little easier.
And you said 30 scouts were here, so obviously the NFL recognizes this destination as a place to find talent.
And again, it goes back to the last 2 years where we've had 2 players now playing in the NFL because of this event, this game. And so the NFL scouts, you know, they're paid to find the talent, so they're going to go where the talent is.
Yeah, and what's great is they've got access, like you said, to the kids in the hotel, because that's a big, big part of this whole process is they want to know what kind of young man they're bringing into their organization, and being able to spend time with those guys is huge.
Yeah, not only just the direct time, but that incidental time walking down the hall in the lobby or sitting watching the football game last night. Seeing how these kids act inside the hotel when nobody is supposedly watching them is a big piece to this evaluation as well. And
that's a lesson for the kids to learn too, right? Is you're constantly being evaluated. You're always being watched. You're always being interviewed. Even when you don't think you are, right? Exactly like you said, when you're sitting around in the lounge watching the game on TV last night, how are you acting, right? How are you talking? You know, those kinds of things are huge in a scout's mind.
Unfortunately, it takes one bad incident to take you right off the board.
And McCrary throws the pick to Carlo Thomas. It was the first time to see Jonathan McCrary out of Clark, Atlanta. And he's trying to throw us a post pattern, and Carlo Thomas is out there just playing center field.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They were playing, looked like a little man free. Carlo Thomas was way, way up at the top there, just sitting up in center field over the top of everything. That was definitely man free. Again, you know, you got quarterbacks coming in and out of the game, new receivers, new protection, new terminology. It's chilly out there today, and all of a sudden you're trying to chuck the ball 40 yards downfield, and that one got away from him a little bit.
For the second turnover for Team Brave. Nice arm right there for Jonathan McCrary. That had been kind of one of the question marks coming in, was the strength of his arm. But, you know, he'd been at Vandy, so we'll look forward to seeing him again on the next series. But Kevon Taylor comes back out for Alan Suber and Gustavius Patterson. He's going to hand the ball off right up the middle. Pick up about 7 yards. I mean, that's good plugging right there by Devon Johnson.
Yeah, it is. They're doing a good job up front. I think number 50, Howard Bush, had a nice block there. They pulled him. Devon Johnson, number 5, does a great job of reading it. Bush is playing right guard right now, and he just pulled across the formation, blocked out the 3 technique, just a little trap play.
Hand the ball off to Johnson again. Going to get that first down and stop the clock, but you can see they're trying to hurry, and it's 2-minute offense.
5-yard gain by Devon Johnson.
Yeah, and this is, again, another thing that you might work on all season, all camp, right? And to be able to execute a 2-minute offense in an all-star game is not easy to do.
And great action on the field. You know, we've talked a lot about the off-the-field things that have gone on, but so far, Neil, what's your take on the game?
It's been a very exciting, competitive game for sure. The players, again, although there's some sloppy, a couple of turnovers and maybe some miscommunication, but overall so far, this has been an enjoyable game to watch.
You know, we talked about the coaches, we talked about Gustavius Patterson, and we talked about Adrian Jones. How do you guys go along in selecting those coaches to get them and convince them to come here and be a part of it?
Coach Patterson's been with our group for 4 years now, and Coach Jones coached last year in the inaugural game. They were both ready, willing, and able to come back and be part of this. And we allow them to kind of pick up their assistant coaches, guys that they've known either playing or throughout their coaching careers, and that helps when they know their assistant coaches and coordinators. It allows them to put a game plan together relatively quickly and easily.
And good exposure for them as well. So if you're looking for your next coach, you can see how they do in this environment because it's fast-paced, trying to acclimate a lot of players to something new in a short amount of time.
Yeah, we've been fortunate to have great coaches over the last 2 years here, 6 years with the Dream Bowl, and I was proud to hear that some coaches couldn't make it back this year because they've actually been interviewed and promoted to other schools and better, higher coaching positions. So this is a springboard not only for the players but for the coaches as well. And again, for our organization, that's pretty exciting stuff.
Now you own Cutting Edge Sports Management. What's kind of next for you guys? You know, you've got this. I know you've got a couple other things possibly in the works?
Yeah, we're always thinking of other ways to bring our event, sport event expertise to different communities. So we'll be looking maybe to do some high school football events, maybe a Dream Bowl type all-star event in basketball, lacrosse, something like that. We have some options that we're looking at. Believe it or not, a couple of months ago I actually met with somebody who was thinking about bringing a cricket event down to Florida. So not really knowing what cricket's all about, but that's certainly something that could be on the horizon for our group.
Now, is that fishing?
I don't know what it is, to be honest. I know it's a very popular sport, but I couldn't explain it.
Yeah, that's a big one overseas. You go over the
India, Pakistan,
no question.
huge
England.
Yeah. But they look at American football the same way we look at cricket. So it's all good. But, yeah, our organization is always looking for other ways to bring our event model to other sports.
Hey, one really cool thing, obviously, players love swag. Right, like that's what it's about. I mean, they get a sweatshirt. They get to keep their jerseys. One thing that I really love about this game is that kind of jersey presentation. I know you guys got some new jerseys this year. A Game, right, is our jersey partner.
Right,
did a great job. It's a good-looking jersey.
And a great story. The partner in the A Game organization, his son played in the game last year.
Right.
And helped coach the game. And afterwards he said, let's talk about maybe working together with the jerseys. And the players love them, and again, it's just another way for us to continue to enhance the experience for the players.
Yeah, I played in the Senior Bowl in 1997, and I happened to find that jersey the other day, and it's like a big old 1970s mesh jersey.
Right. Obviously,
it's changed a bit.
The technology's improved with the jersey quality, and again, for us, if the players leave here with a jersey, with personalized jersey, which again is something our organization does that all the other events do not do, they're going to have something, a keepsake, a quality keepsake that they'll be able to look back on fondly down the road.
Now, Brandon, was that a tearaway jersey?
Yeah, no, but it was not pretty, and it wasn't pretty on me either, and it probably looks even worse on me now.
But you played in the Senior Bowl, so you had a great career at Penn State and then spent 7 years in the NFL. But right now we've got Team Pride really struggling because there's no flag there, but he's going to go down in a heap, does Kevon Taylor. And they were looking to try to get a score right here at the end of the second quarter, but great defensive pressure right up the middle.
Yeah, that was a good job. It looked like the left tackle jumped a little bit early there. You can see him up there at the top of your screen. That's good get off. Either way, he timed that thing up. That's good push inside. I mean, you look at that pocket collapse down around the quarterback, and then somebody comes up and absolutely delivers a blow there. Nice thump.
Also looked like they might have got a piece of the face mask there. I think the referees might have missed that one.
No flag, but they had called. You talked about Evan Clay from Morehouse getting a little bit of a jump. He had been called for a penalty a couple of plays before. So as we get a timeout now, but Brandon, we've been remiss. We haven't wished Neil congratulations since the last time we saw him. He's lost some weight.
Yeah,
appreciate that.
Yeah, he's working hard at that. We had a nice long talk as we went and sat down and probably ate. I ate too much pie at the banquet last night. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I didn't get to the pie, but a couple of pieces of chicken parm remind me of some restaurants back home in Brooklyn, and it was a little too much this week. Can't wait to get back to my routine going forward.
Did you have any grits while you were down here?
I didn't get to the grits.
No?
That's more of a southern thing. I can't get into those.
Oh,
but,
man.
I was certainly some ribs and some barbecue. We were able to get to that.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm looking for some grits still.
Yeah.
I need some grits.
Hardee's. Waffle House right across the street.
Right, exactly,
Waffle House they got good grits.
Plenty of opportunity to go off track if you.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Especially with my wife not being there.
Exactly.
All right, third down, big play right here for Team Pride, trying to get on the board before the end of the half. Rolling right, got a man open, low throw. Pass incomplete right there. He had a man wide open, Brandon.
Yeah, it's tough, though. I mean, look, Taylor's a right-handed quarterback, and they rolled him out to the left. Again, bad weather. Well, not bad weather, right, but cold weather. Unfamiliar with your weapons out there on the edge, and you roll away from your throwing hand, right? Usually if you're a right-handed quarterback, you want to roll them out to the right. You're a lefty, you go left. And when you're throwing across your body like that, you're not able to put quite as much spin on the ball or power behind it and end up in a 4th and long situation like this.
All right, so Marquise Wofford is going to be back deep. Bringing on Connor Colleen again.
Connor Colleen from
His fourth punt of the afternoon.
Chowan back to punt.
39 seconds left. High end over end. Again, looking for a bounce. Oh, he touched it. Again, that's the second time we've seen that occur for Team Brave.
Special teams rears its ugly head. And look, again, it's just, and look, some of these guys, some of these wide receivers, these guys returning punts, they may not have done this all year, right? Again, we talked about it a little bit earlier in the broadcast. That's not an easy thing. And what you see there, as he steps up, he doesn't get his body under the ball. He was reaching out for it. And the problem was, if he'd have stepped into that, those defenders have to back off, right? They have to give him a little bit of room to catch the football. And, bad decision right there. You don't want to come up and man, I mean, they just had a great stop defensively. Now with 30 seconds left, the Pride has the ball. And
this late in
so
the half,
close.
he should have just let that ball bounce.
Let it
and
bounce.
2 kneel downs, and they get out of the half with the lead, and now they're on their heels again, and the Pride could take this into the half with some clear momentum.
Nice. I like it. You can just keep my headset, be the analyst, and I'll eat this cheeseburger that's been staring at me for 15 minutes.
In 30 seconds, we'll all be able to grab a bite.
Neil Cosell.
I like it.
Just a quick dive right up the middle. Larry Bishop squirts forward. Looked like they had him stopped, and he squirts forward all the way down to about the 11.
And if I may, Larry Bishop is a local kid, played at Salem High School right here in this stadium, went out to Norfolk State, and now he's playing his last college game back home. It's a great story.
Yeah, it is.
Fade. Are they going to give him credit? No, they are not. Juggling as he fell out of bounds.
So, talking about Larry Bishop, I actually rode the elevator 3 or 4 times with him over the last couple days. Great kid. I grew up in Virginia Beach, which is close to Norfolk State, so we started talking about that. And then he mentioned that he was getting to finish his career back here at his high school stadium. Very, very cool, man. Great young man, well-spoken, very polite. Enjoyed our couple trips to the 5th floor together.
Yeah, Larry's a good guy. He likes to go by Marty. His dad is Larry Bishop, so he likes to go by Marty. But he told me he's going to have a big contingent of fans out here, and looking around the crowd, it certainly seems that they came out to support him. And that's the kind of story that makes the Spirit of America Bowl what it is. Players from all over the country playing here, and we're playing in his own backyard.
All right, so you're Gustavius Patterson over there, Brandon. 6 seconds to go, ball at the 6-yard line. What are you going to do to give your playmakers an opportunity? Is he going to call timeout to talk about it?
Call a timeout. We're going to talk about it. Look, right here, it's 3rd down, right? To me, you throw a couple, you try and get at least one fade off into the corner on one side or the other, some sort of back shoulder deal. Get your tallest receiver isolated, go 3 receivers to the field, right to the long side of the field to your left here as you're looking at it, and get your big guy over here in the corner and just pop one up in the air. And if not, if you don't get it in, then you kick the field goal. I mean, you got to take the points right now. I think it's important to score points at the end of a half. Take a shot at the fade. Take a shot at the end zone right now. Isolate somebody. Get one-on-one coverage. Throw the fade. And then if it doesn't work, kick the field goal.
And if you're Gilbert Wiggins from Shaw University, the defensive coordinator, are you worried about the cumulative effect from your defense being out on the field so long in the second quarter?
Well, yeah, and like Neil mentioned too, like these guys, they haven't played football in a while, right? So they're tired. I mean, the reality of football all of a sudden come back and get you, right? You're on the field a lot more than you think you're going to be. You just get a stop, and next thing you know, you're running back out there, and that sudden change mentality has to be big. And so, look, those guys right now, the D-line needs to get good push. Ball's going to come out fast if it's a pass. The DBs need to be smart and understand kind of where their help is, where the sideline is. And it'll be interesting to see what they call. If they get into some sort of press man or something along those lines, trying to disrupt the timing. And then play with the safety over the top, or do you bring a little pressure? Pressure.
6 seconds left. They have to get to the end zone, or they're going to even miss the opportunity to kick a field goal.
Yeah, no, this has to be a fade. You throw the fade right here. If you get it, you get it. If not, you kick the field goal.
Kevon Taylor looking to his left, trying to go to the intercepted. No signal. They're calling it no. I got one saying yes, one saying no, but either way, that's going to bring us to the end of what's been an exciting first half. Team Pride right there at the end. The nice pass right there, but again, that's a long throw, Brandon.
Nice pass, long throw, but it took too long to develop. Like that, literally, he should have caught that ball, thrown a fade to the back corner on the bottom here, the right of with the one receiver side, and then you've maybe got a second or two to get your field goal unit out there. Clock stops because it's an incomplete pass. You get 3 points.
Yeah, it looks like they left some points on the board. That may come back to haunt them in the second half.
So we'll keep an eye on that as we're at the half here in Salem, Virginia. Team Brave on top of Team Pride, 14-7. Neil, man, you spent a whole quarter with us, man. We appreciate that, but I see your escort is here.
Well, I appreciate it even more. It allows me to warm up a little bit, and I'll get back out there, and I'll be out for the rest of the game out on the field.
All right,
Appreciate
man.
you
Well, we
guys.
look forward to seeing you handing out some awards. And if somebody wants to find out more about the Dream Bowl, where can they go?
They go to www.dreambowl.net. We have a Twitter account, Facebook page, so come out and find us, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you
it.
taking the time out. And, again, a great event for the second year of the Spirit of America Bowl, and we're just we're excited to be here.
Appreciate it, and great job so far, guys, and go take a little break before the action picks up again.
All right. Thank you very much, Neil Malvone. We're at the half. Team Brave on top 14-7. We'll be back with second half action after these messages.
Merchandise table is open for halftime, everybody.
Get it right, baby girl. Get it right.
why I said, hold on. I said, man, look at this dog hole. That's why I tried to run forward. I said, he got it. I said, he should know it. Yeah, I know it. So he went on the field. He played last year. He said he played last year. That's why they said that. I'm going to the grass. I said, so what brand you think it is? Yeah, she was like around third. And you know what I said? Look, I was on the step right here. He was on his side. I'm licensed to get up. I remember being there this whole time. I got it. Yeah. And I remember him as a coach. I looked up and looked next to him, waiting to go show off his school. Give me a whole team line. Boom. Get back up. Boom. So he giving up a cut. But I didn't even know about concussions, man. Nobody. That's why I'm like, yo, we might get this seat. I'm like, man, I'm praying on that. But I still sometimes I walk the kid. I gotta have more of shit running. So give me what's going on.
And welcome back to Salem, Virginia. The HBCU Spirit of America Bowl. Team Brave on top, 14-7 over Team Pride. And you know what we saw in the first half, Brandon, was some good offense by Team Brave, but they also had all the turnovers as well.
Yeah, and those turnovers, they hurt you, and especially when you're doing it on special teams, a little interception there. Those are things, again, though, they happen in all-star games. I know we've kind of beat that horse up a little bit today, but it's a challenge to come out and play a game of football with a bunch of guys you met 4 days ago, a brand new coaching staff, and again, a coaching staff that's kind of been put together that may not necessarily work together. So these guys, I think the game's been a lot of fun. It's been exciting, been some points, some big hits on defense. I'm looking forward to the second half.
And as we get ready to kick off the second half, this will be the for some of these players, the last second half of football they'll ever play is organized in this setting.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Again, this is one of those bittersweet deals where a lot of these guys are not going to get an opportunity to play football ever again. It ends for all of us at some point.
Connor Colleen with a high end-over-end kick, and we fielded at the 20. Little hole trying to get his way through, not going to get very far. That was Joshua Simmons out of Prairie View. So Team Brave will get the chance to extend their lead, and was very impressed. Going forward with Austin Howard out of Southern University.
Yeah, he did a great job, and DeLance Turner, man, I like the way he plays. And we talked about him at the beginning of the game, and he's a guy that's explosive, and he has the ability to – the one thing that he showed us in this game so far is the ability to catch the ball out of the backfield and then make something happen. Again, you got a great athlete in space. He's dangerous.
All right, 1st and 10, ball at the 30. Fakes the handoff, quick flare, and wow, just great defense over there on that side.
That's a good job coming up and making a great tackle. I think that was Gomez, number 24.
So a little screen pass out there and read it perfectly.
Yeah, you can, just driving on the football, right? Reading the quarterback, getting your eyes in the right spot, driving on that thing, man, getting on top of it right now.
Scouts got to love the way you can read, react, wrap up, and tackle.
That's what it's about. Again, this is, because of the limited ability schematically right now, what they have available to them, that's what it's about. And defense is like that anyways, right? You should be able to line up in one defense, one coverage, and if you can run and tackle, you'll be okay.
Loss of about 4. Flushed out of the pocket. Nice little scramble. Goes down at about the 38-yard line. Good decision right there by Austin Howard. You can see him go through progressions, and when it was time, he tucked and run.
Yeah, that's something that scouts are looking for too, right? Making great decisions at the quarterback position. You definitely don't want to be a guy that's going to make a poor decision and put your team in a bad spot. And Austin Howard does a great job here. You see, wanted to kind of pop that little flare out there, saw it was covered, did a great job of making a definitive decision and running the ball and getting some positive yardage.
And you saw who forced him to the ground. Kenneth Hagans, again, out of Morehouse, had a great afternoon so far. Picked up about 7 right there. Quick flare and another great big tackle over there by number 22, DeMazio Williams.
That's a great job by Williams from his linebacker spot. Kind of looks a little bit like a safety, man. Got him listed at 5'5", 191. It's not a real big guy. That's a solid tackle, though. You're going to see him just drive up here. Great job getting down low. You tackle the legs, roll him up, get him on the ground, puts him in 4th and long punting situation. This is a good job by the Pride getting out there, making a great stop early, giving their offense the ball back, hopefully with good field position.
He may only be 5'5", but he hits like he's 5'10". Another punt for Team Pride on the 3 and out. Fair catch called for by Frank Brown, and so we'll get to see Team Pride coming out down by a score. Really missed an opportunity at the end of the first half to tie the ball game up.
Yeah, I mean, if you get those points, right, whether it's the 3 or the 7, now whatever you do now, that's a bonus. And when you miss it again, especially for a reason like that, right? It wasn't a bad play by the players on the field, right? It was just the design of the play. You want to get the ball off as fast as you can, so you stop the clock if you don't get the touchdown and you get 3 points.
So it looks like we're going to have Larry Brim coming back out to begin the second half at the quarterback. Trying to get the right personnel in there. Frank Brown being shifted over to the far side of the field. Also have Drew Buck in there. Haven't called his name yet today. Fumble, ball on the ground. Great decision right there. Looked like he just took his eyes off of it.
Yeah,
looked like he wanted to do something.
Yeah, he was definitely looking. He was looking up. He was reading somebody or looking for something in particular. Lost track of the ball there. But that snap was a little short too. And again, this is a center and a quarterback that have never worked together until this week. So those are all little things that come with time and familiarity.
Larry Bishop checking back into the game, but Brim wants to come back over and talk to Alan Suber. And, they've got a rapport because they're already quarterback and coach.
That helps. That helps a lot. Again, you know the terminology, you know what you call everything, and you've got a comfort level there.
Big Howard Bush out over the ball, and they're pointing. Looked like somebody moved. That have been Elijah Smith. Brave says it was Pride. Pride says it was Brave.
Yep, it's the old finger pointing. Everybody pointed at each other.
Somebody we haven't called their name is Jordan Fialto out of North Carolina Central, the UNC commit. I was really looking forward to seeing him. He played high school football with Bryce Love out at Stanford. And big kid, 6'2", 202, got all the tools.
Yeah, that's a scary high school offense.
2nd and long.
Looking to his left. Got a man open in coverage out there and right at the original line of scrimmage, and he got hammered by 2 Brave defenders.
Yeah, Frank Brown does a good job, number 4, holding on to that ball. He's the number 2 receiver sitting in there in the slot. And again, just get back to where now you're 3rd and 10, and you're going to see right here, Brim sits back here, got his teammate, Frank Brown right there, throws it into tight coverage. That's a good little window he had to put that football into, and Brown holds on after the big hit.
All right, 3rd and 10. Crack training staff here this weekend for the HBCU Spirit of America Bowl, getting everybody in shape. Free play. Little dump off to the right. I think we're going to get Freddie Hart for being offside right there, and you kind of question whether Brim should have taken a little bigger shot downfield.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of those plays where you see in the NFL all the time, guys like Aaron Rodgers, he's the master of that. You get that D lineman to jump off sides, and you got a free play, and that's when you take the shot. All the wide receivers convert it to go routes, and then you chuck the ball downfield. Again, that's something that comes with having your offensive system in, practicing, doing all those things. It's hard to do when, like Neil said, they've had 4 practices.
So very good, manageable 3rd and 5 now. 14 Pride trailing 14-7. Chilly day here in Salem, Virginia, but no snow yet.
Let's keep it that way.
Tucks it and runs. He's got the first down and more. Bulls his way forward, dropped his shoulder like he was a fullback. Right there was Larry Brim.
Yeah, that was a great job. Larry Brim made a great decision, right? You see it. It opens up. The pocket was collapsing around him. Right, you're going to see it here. The pocket's going to collapse around him. He's going to get pressure. And there's that seam in the A gap. All of a sudden, he runs up. 2 of the linebackers had stepped up, does a great job lowering his shoulder, running into number 17, Donald Jones there.
That might leave a mark. That's going to bring up first down, and the pocket collapsed. Really, I only had a chance to go through one progression. Little run pass option, just going to dive it right up to Larry Bishop. They're going to pick up about 4 or 5 yards. Didn't look like he was going to get that much.
Yeah, that was a great read by Larry Brim right there. Again, the read in the defensive end, and the defensive end spills, which means he goes underneath the pulling guard, then he's got a certain thing he's going to do, and you got to be patient. You got to trust your eyes in that situation and make the right decision, and he did.
Nice little pickup there for Bishop out of Norfolk State. Didn't get a lot of carries up there, but still, it's not what you did there. It's what you're doing here today in front of all the scouts.
Yeah, it's just a body of work, And look, he's a kid. He's 5'10", 235 pounds, probably 240 pounds this time of year. Haven't probably played football or done much.
2 months.
Yeah, no, that kind of catches up to you. But he's built like a fullback. Like I said, I've rode the elevator with him a couple times this week.
Little handoff, going to try to bounce it to the outside. Not much going there. That man again, 25, Anthony Johnson. 25 seems to be the number for both defenses.
Both sides really, really active. Anthony Johnson does a really good job here. You're going to see him at the top of your screen there. Stays square, uses his hands really, really well to shed the blocker. Comes off that thing and finishes it up. Gets him into a 3rd and 4.
Really, you want to see that running back plan a little better. He kind of danced his way up, didn't really hit the hole at full speed.
Right, yeah. Put your foot in the ground and get vertical, right? That's what those guys are taught is you want to get positive yardage. Again, you're 2nd and 5. You want to end up in that 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1 range. It makes it real tough on the defense and real easy to call the play on offense.
All right, quickly to the line. Blitz coming. He's trying to avoid it, but he's going down in the backfield. Great pursuit right there for Team Brave.
That was a great job. They brought a little pressure off the edge. Jeremy Taylor, number 23. Little safety blitz, corner blitz. I don't know exactly where he's playing, but you're going to see him coming from the bottom of your screen here, right off the edge. Does a great job dipping, getting low so the offensive tackle can't get his hands on him. That was Philip Norman, number 71, playing tackle. That's a tough matchup. When you're as big as Philip Norman at 6'4", 337 pounds, and you got 5'9", 185 Jeremy Taylor, you want to get your body on that little dude, and Jeremy did a great job there being elusive.
All right, Marquise Walford back to receive the punt. There haven't been adventures in punting today, and almost another one right there. You've said it twice. He's not getting all the way under the ball.
And again, not knowing exactly what is, having followed him all season, this is something that he's even done. But again, this is something that if he gets an opportunity in an NFL camp, he's got to be able to do it. You've got to find a way to make the team. And a lot of times for guys that are undrafted free agents or low-round picks, you start looking 5th to 7th round, that special teams spot is huge. And really what you want to do is and I never returned a punt in my entire life. I've just watched guys coach it. You want to get under that ball. I watched a special teams coach used to throw a tennis ball up in the air and make guys hit it with their forehead so they got underneath it. Just a great little way to teach them how to get under the ball and watch it all the way in.
All right, first down for Team Brave. Their first opportunity here in the second half. Hand the ball right up the middle. DeLance Turner from Austin Howard going to pick up a couple of yards, and that front four for Team Pride has done a pretty good job today.
Yeah, they have. They're solid. Again, the D-lines are they have an advantage here, right? They have the advantage because you don't have quite as many responsibilities as a D-lineman. You just need to be in your gap, A gap, B gap, whatever it is. That's a good job. That front four, the middle two tackles, just clogging things up.
Tevin Spells in the backfield now out of Florida A&M. See that distinctive orange helmet. Great throw right up the seam right there, but even better defensive effort from the DB.
Yeah, that was a really, really nice play by Ronnie Scott, number 21 right there. Because the receiver had position. The ball was thrown a little bit low. Right, you're going to see it. It's a nice ball. It's got some velocity on it. That thing's getting out of Austin Howard's hand there. Nice pass. Down the bottom of your screen, Ronnie Scott's able to dislodge that thing from the receiver.
Because it really looked like Joshua Simmons was going to come down with that catch.
Yeah.
Good closing speed.
Great closing speed, great drive. That's one of those things that scouts are looking for. You're going to get beat. NFL receivers are going to beat you. It's how do you recover, how do you drive on the ball and finish.
Got everybody in the pattern and in and out of the hands of Joshua Simmons. We just talked about it. That was Marquise Warford. Who ran the fastest time, one of the fastest times, 4.62.40, but you got to catch the ball.
That's flying right there. And Warford, he's open. He's got an opportunity to catch the football. The Brave brought a little double A gap pressure. They crossed the linebackers right up the middle, the Pride did. And Austin Howard was not able to step into that throw, and Wofford wasn't able to finish.
All right, Elijah Smith and Amon Gomez back to receive the punt. Juan Cerna. No rush at all. Line drive kick. Not going to be returnable. Oh, he is going to pick it up. Not a very good decision.
No. Yikes. That one. Whew, that was one of those ones where coaches go, oh, no. And you know who else does is the defense that just made the stop, right? You go, oh, no, let's catch that ball, man. Let's not make any poor decisions. We don't want to go back out there on the field. But, it's an all-star game again. These kids are trying to make plays. They're trying to get their name out there. They're trying to get on that highlight reel right now. And sometimes you make a decision like that.
Might have saved him a few yards on field position because that ball was getting ready to take the big hop. So either way, you got to commend him for doing that. And Kevon Taylor comes out. He originally signed with UConn, ended up at Morehouse, 2,500 yards, 22 touchdown passes for his career, almost a touchdown per game. Field almost completely in shadows. A little razzle-dazzle. And just a good defensive effort right there by number 55, Garrett Odom. We've called his name before. He wasn't fooled.
Yeah, good football player. That was actually, I like that. That was going to be a reverse pass.
Back to the quarterback.
Back to the quarterback. You saw Taylor right there. He released. I thought he was going out the block, but then he avoided the first guy out there and ran up the field. But Odom got there too fast for the ball carrier to flip that thing up the field. If he would have, Taylor had some room to run.
Loss of 4 on the play instead, 2nd and 14. Fakes the run, kind of zigs his way up for a couple, but kind of gets fallen on by Freddie Hart.
It's a good play by Freddie Hart right there. you find yourself, that's what the zone read does. It matches up athlete against, what you'd like to say is a lesser athlete, but obviously right there, Freddie Hart didn't fall for it, made a great open field tackle on Taylor.
So a pickup of about 4 on the play, going to bring up 3rd and a long 9. Team Pride would really like to tie this game up. Looks like they had some movement on the right-hand side. Touchdown, was that Philip Norman again?
Yeah, I think so. You saw Jeremy Taylor, number 23, the safety. It looked like they were showing that they were going to bring him off the edge again, which is the blitz that got home on the last series on 3rd down. That's another, we talked about, the offensive line gelling, and it's a tough position, but you don't have all your protections in either, right? So all of a sudden you start seeing a couple blitzes. A lot of times in all-star games they don't let you blitz, right? So I do like the fact that they allow these guys to do it, allow the defensive coordinators an opportunity to be creative and let their playmakers go make plays. But at the same time, as an offensive line or an offensive coordinator, you don't have all your tools.
And they're going to back him up now, 3rd and 15. Blitz again, just kind of tosses it out there. He just wanted to get rid of it. That was a hot potato.
That was a very hot potato right there. And they were setting up a screen pass, and they were bringing the safety off the far edge right there. And what that does, look, at the end of the day, you don't have to sack the quarterback. You just have to affect him. What you want to do is you're going to see it coming from the top of your screen here. Real fast. All of a sudden, he's right on top of him. Taylor doesn't have time to set his feet. It causes a bad throw, and he has to rush it because the offensive line wasn't able to get out in front of that thing and set the screen up. That's a good call. Again, it doesn't go into the book as a sack, right? It's not something that you're going to say, I got 3 sacks today, but look, I affected the pocket, and that's what you want to do with your pressures.
Well, and that's exactly what I was going to say. You've started seeing the quarterback pressure, quarterback hurry stat as people want to know, are you getting to there? Nice high punt and new return man back there this time. That was Tevin Spells out of Florida A&M back there. So great field position this time for Team Brave as they still on top 14-7. Under 4 minutes. Been a quick 4th quarter.
Yeah, real fast. This is going quick. We're moving right along here. It's been a lot of fun to watch. You see there's some adjustments made on the defense, right? They kind of know what's coming now. You can see they've settled down a little bit. Ball's not moving a lot, and they're getting some pressure home on the quarterbacks, which of course, being an old D lineman, I enjoy.
Jonathan McCrary in at quarterback now. At a Clark Atlanta, threw behind it right there, trying to hit Brandon Norwood on a quick slant.
So he had a tough time gathering that snap up, and they had the little. It wasn't necessarily an RPO, but a little play action pass trying to suck the linebackers and the safeties up. So you get that. You'll see it right here. The ball comes back, a little bobble there in the fake. But what that does is it pulls the linebacker up, draws the safety up into the box, and you end up getting that quick slant out on the edge.
Another low snap, and then he throws it wide out there trying to hit tight end. And you talk about McCreary, great story out of a 4-star recruit out of Decatur, Georgia, went to Vandy, and then kind of ended up at Clark Atlanta when the coaching changed at Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I think he's got 2 pretty good degrees. I mean, I got graduated from Vanderbilt, and now I think you get to go to Clark Atlanta too and graduate. So he's put himself in a good position no matter what happens with football, and that's really what college football is about, or used to be about. It's about getting an education and setting yourself up for the rest of your life.
There's a nice toss. Found a man wide open over there. Trevontae Long on the sideline right at the first down marker. And that's a great job by the receiver knowing where the marker was.
That's exactly right. And that field awareness, knowing where you are. And you see it with the best of the best making those, they run the route a little bit short or they go out of bounds right before the marker. It's a good route. It's a good ball. Get that first down. Move the chains. Keep your defense off the field.
McCrary's dad was drafted by the quarterback in '75 by the Falcons. Nice run right up the middle right there by Tevin Spells. We talked about putting your foot down, making the cut. He did it right there.
That's how you do it, man. That is putting your foot in the ground and getting north and south, getting vertical. It's a great job. Just a little inside zone, nothing fancy. All right, you get a little pull there, too, on the backside. So it's actually like a power or a counter, and then he does a great job, Spells does, being physical, knocking people backwards.
And another Spells run right there. Nice pickup brought down by Carlo Thomas, but You like Toriana Morgan from Virginia Union picking up the pace, trying to get his quarterback in a rhythm.
Yeah, you got something going here, and that's one thing that's what offensive coordinators do with tempo, right? All of a sudden, you get a first down, you get another first down, and you go a little bit faster, and it keeps the defense on their heels and unsettled. It doesn't have to be fancy, but the speed is what gives you the advantage.
And then off to Spells, good fake right there, but not going anywhere. Good tackle by Anthony Smith.
Yeah, that's a great job. A lot of blue jerseys out there. Spells, that was that little power play that, the last play he put his foot in the ground and went north and south. You can see the right guard pull him, but Spells gets outside of him too far. That's an A-gap play right there. You want to hit that thing north and south. You don't want to run out there onto the edge where all those defenders are.
Short pickup of 1. Like what I've seen from McCreary so far. You can tell he's finding his feet. He's getting a little bit settled and getting into the rhythm of the game. He fakes the handoff, and he just kind of runs out of bounds. It looked like that play was designed to do a little more, but he didn't like what he saw and just tucked it.
It was a good decision, right? That looked like it was a little RPO. He had the run-pass option there, and the back end had it covered up really well. He tucked it down. You're talking about McCreary and kind of getting comfortable, right? These quarterbacks are used to playing the whole game. Now all of a sudden you're coming in for a series, 2 series, whatever it is, and McCreary's done a good job on this series. You can tell, like you said, he's getting a little comfortable. The offense is doing things for him. He's getting some help from his playmakers. You like to see it for the kid. You want to see everybody taste a little bit of success in a game like this.
All right, 3rd and 11. Being flushed out of the pocket. Got the first down marker. It's going to be close. I think they're going to give it to him. Big, nice speed right there from the big 6'2", 208-pounder.
Yeah, that's a great job. McCreary does a great job. So defensively, you had 2-3 techniques, which means the 2 defensive tackles were rushing outside the guards, and it leaves the middle wide open. And you had Dakota Bear sitting in there, number 43 at linebacker, and all of a sudden McCreary's right on top of him. It's a good job making an open field tackle, but a great job by McCreary getting the first down.
Now he hands the ball off, coming back outside. Dance and fumbled. Ball's going to roll out of bounds, but never really got his feet going north or south was Lance Turner.
No, I think our guy Kenneth Haggins was in there again, number 25. He's been all over the place, and same thing, right? See how all of a sudden you're running out there? That's a good job. Dakota Bear did a great job filling that thing. Yep, there he is, number 25, coming up and making the tackle.
So which might be the end of the 3rd quarter, and they're going to let it go down. Team, and that's going to do it. So 3rd quarter is in the books. 1 quarter to go here in Salem, Virginia. This HBU Spirit of America Bowl. We'll be back for the final 15 minutes in just a moment. And we're back for the exciting 4th quarter action, the big finish here, what's been the first game of a great week. And we've got one of the organizers here, Eric Galco with Optimum Staffing. Yeah, your staff just Optimum Scouting here. Eric, welcome. And, man, just run us through what it's been to put all this together, because I know Optimum Scouting has done a tremendous job of not only bringing players but scouts as well.
Yeah, my job here is to make sure we get the best players in the HBCU schools in the 4 major conferences, the SWAC, the MEAC, the SIAC, and the CIA, as well as a couple other schools as well. But that's our talent pool, and my job is to find these guys that have a chance to play at the next level, whether it's the NFL or CFL, and get them a chance to play together. And then you mentioned the scouts is making sure NFL teams are here to see these guys, and it's a 2-way street, right? I talk to the team, say, hey, you got to be here, so the players come, and the players, one of the scouts are here as well. But we had a great turnout of scouts this year, and I'm excited. I think we had a player drafted a year ago. You guys mentioned Jalen Ware. He did a fantastic job here. Brandon Barnes, also Alabama State, a year ago, got a shot with the Lions because of a game like this. I think a handful of these guys in a few months will be either hearing their name called in the NFL draft or playing at the next level at some point.
out there, some juniors out there looking at this game. They want to play next year. How do they go ahead and get in touch with you now?
Yeah, first off, we're watching, and I think it's a big part of the process is watching year-round film. And great play there.
That was.
But it's a year-round process for us, just like NFL teams too. And if they want to be a part of it, just follow along. And when their time comes, if they have a good senior season, they'll be invited.
Great play right there by Ronnie Scott. We were talking about McCrary, a little bit too much air under that ball.
Yeah, definitely. And look, but they took a shot at the end zone. That's what you need to do right now. You got to get the ball down the field and open it up a little bit. They did a good job running the ball early on this drive and toss that thing downfield. Let McCrary show his arm off a little bit.
So with Eric Galco from Optimum Scouting, I almost said staffing again. Tell what's on my mind. We're looking for some help here in the booth. Right up the seam. Not going to be able to come down with it, but just a nice seam route for the tight end.
Yeah, good job. And, Eric, one thing, you mentioned, to get NFL scouts here, you've got to have relationships, right? And to get players here, you have the relationship. So, I mean, this really is a year-round. I mean, I joke, you kind of disappear for months at a time when I try and get in touch with you, and all of a sudden you pop back up. I mean, how in-depth, how important is that personal relationship?
Yeah, absolutely. And these players have to know that it's the best opportunity for them. And it's really hard for small school players, not only HBCU schools, but a lot of guys to get their opportunity. And, teams are here watching these guys weigh in and work in practice and see if they can get an NFL opportunity from there.
37-yard field goal is blocked. Going to attempt a return here. With our first field goal attempt, and once again, Brandon, special teams.
Special teams, and yeah, I mean, that's just special teams. It's a cold day. All of a sudden, you're out there as a kicker, and you got to kick it, and the protection breaks down a little bit. It's a longer field goal. Ball comes out a little bit lower, and then those big fellas up front get those paws up, and ball comes out of the air.
I saw Dakota Bear getting all the handshakes and the high fives coming off, so I'm just guessing he was able to get up there and get the big push. But, Eric, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think the one thing, too, I didn't want to interrupt the field goal there, but NFL teams are watching this game. Yeah. And every scout that was here said, hey, how do I get the game film? They're going to watch right now, and the playoff game going on right now, they're kind of distracted a little bit, but they're watching this film. And these kids, we think of job interviews, and you think you get a 2-hour job interview at IBM, and one of the chief scouts told me this. He said, hey, you work at IBM, you $50,000 a year, it's a 2-hour interview. Here, it's a 120-hour interview to make $1 million.
Yeah.
So it's a hard process for these kids to do that.
And it doesn't stop. I mean, look, they've put themselves in position. They've started the process here this week.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, this continues. Like they say, the transition from your senior year in college through your rookie year in the NFL is the longest year of football you'll ever play.
Yeah, 18 months.
Yeah,
18 months
brutal.
to do that. And it's hard. And it's hard playing. If you're at Alabama, it's hard to make the NFL. Nonetheless, if you're at Alabama State, all the stuff you have to overcome. So it's an opportunity like this that I pride myself on and working with these players. And, I'll keep in touch with all these guys for the next 4 months. And like I said, hopefully another Jalen Ware and get another draft pick.
So as we saw a little gain right there, pressure up, flushing him out. Man wide open on some busted coverage. Big play downfield, Brandon, probably the biggest offensive play we've seen today.
Yeah, and again, you talked about a little busted coverage. Somebody lost somebody, whether it was in their vision or in their responsibility or their man, whatever it is, and you're going to see it right here. Larry Brem Jr. does a great job getting around, beating the blitz around the corner, chucking that thing up in the air. Receiver gets behind everything. It's a big, big, big play.
Eric, man, we know you got stuff to do, man, so we will see you tomorrow for the broadcast.
Absolutely. Hopefully a great game here, and let's see if the Pride can make a comeback here. But best of luck the rest of the way, guys.
Hey, man, thank you very
Thanks, Eric.
much. Eric Galco with Optimum Scouting. If you want to know it all, you need to be on Optimum Scouting. Why did I almost say staffing?
I don't know. Well, it's just staffing. It's kind of the same thing. I mean, you're going out and you're finding people to work. It's just in a different business. I'll tell you what. If you really, I mean, if you're a draft guy, if you're a guy that's into this kind of stuff, get Optimum Scouting's draft guide. I remember Eric sent it to me the first year we worked together here, and I was amazed at the level of detail that they go into there. It's sharp. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of information. Not everybody's going to be that into that much information, but if you're a football fan, if you're a guy that loves the draft and kind of that process, it's definitely worth it.
Little hitch, but he's going to be sacked back there Number 25 again, Anthony Johnson, along with Aaron Guy, collapsed the pocket.
Aaron Guy made that happen. Big 99 there, 6 foot, 368 pounds. He's going to collapse that pocket from the inside out, and you're going to see the little pressure coming off the edge, but there's Aaron Guy right there. It's a great job by the big fella from Benedict College. He's been busy today. Really, really active football player. I like it. He's a lot of fun to watch.
Nice kid. Met him at the hotel, too. So big loss right there that time for Team Pride. Second in forever. Second in Roanoke. Bringing the blitz. Oh, little jump pass right there. Again, that communication. Yep. He saw one thing, the running back saw something else.
Yeah, the running back stepped up to make a block for him, and Brim actually tries to flip it over the guy's head that he tries to block there. That was a good job by Brim getting away from that pressure. You're going to see number 31 coming off the corner here, actually a B-gap blitz, Eric Alvis from Morgan State. That's good feel by Larry Brim. But it could have been a really bad decision, too, if there was a defender sitting there on that flip.
Yeah, it was just sitting there. Hadn't seen him come up that short since Derek Wittenberg threw up a shot, in the 83 championship game. Derek's a good friend of ours, so we always kid him. Never give the opportunity to talk about that shot. The pass to Lorenzo Charles.
Exactly.
The year which March went mad, but we're in the fourth quarter. We've talked about Aaron Guy. Anybody else on the Brave defensive side that's kind of stood out today that maybe you want to give a shout out to?
Well, you look at the back end. Jeremy Taylor's done a great job. Donald Jones has been active. Nicholas, all these guys. They're playing some good football right now. I think Aaron Guy to me is the guy that has done a great job of just kind of being really, really active from a tough spot. Like when you play the nose, like when you're a one technique like he's playing right now, you usually have to deal with two offensive linemen on every snap. You're dealing with the center and the guard, whether it's run or pass. And, again, that's why those guys are usually really big and really strong, but he's also really mobile for a guy his size.
All right, third down and about 25. Brim looking, got a man on a crossing route. Long time for that play developed, but he finally was able to get the ball to Derek Kirkland.
Yeah, again, you got those crossing routes, and Kirkland comes from all the way to the other side of the field. They had tight man coverage, and Brim had some good protection there, too. Now, he drops way, way back. That route took a long time to develop, so he was getting out of there. Again, kind of put yourself, that big sack, put him in a tough position. Now you find yourself in 4th and 12, and you're out there getting ready to kick the ball again.
Looks like Kareem Smith from Florida A&M back deep at about his own 15 or 16-yard line. High spiral kick. He's going to try to return it. Takes a couple of hits, picks up a couple of yards, and that's really the most forward progress we've seen so far from a team Brave punt return.
Yeah, that's a good job. You got under it, caught the ball, get some positive yards. But at the end of the day, all that anybody wants on special teams is make sure you get that ball, right? If you're the return team, if you're the kick returner, your job is to get that ball and give it to your offense, and that's it at the end of the day.
11 minutes to go in the ball game. Team Pride really needs a turnover right now. They really need to dial up some pressure. Will defensive coordinator Rodney Huey from Livingston. We hadn't called his name today. Big run right up the middle. He kind of runs right into Luis Sequeira and then gets fallen on.
Yeah, right now, the Pride, they need to come. They got to know that the ball's. They're going to run the football. The Brave are going to run the football right now. So you got to load the box. Right, keep them from getting positive yards with the run because they want to milk the clock out now.
Yeah, they're going to see a lot of Etheridge, Spells, and Turner. Etheridge in right now, going to get another opportunity. Bouncing it to the outside. He's got some green grass there, showing some speed. Nice pickup right there for Juwan Etheridge.
That was a really, really nice run. He did a great job of setting up a couple blocks. That was just that little power read that they've been running. You watch the quarterback here make a good decision, right? There's nobody out there. Got a pulling guard out in front of it. And Etheridge does the rest. Gets around the corner there, shows you how fast he is, 5'6", 197. Very, very, he's a 4'8", 40. Scored 10 touchdowns this year.
Nice.
Sorry, I read that stat wrong. I apologize. 404 yards this year.
And there's Tevin Spells trying to get it to the outside. He grabbed a handful of jersey. Was Luis Zaquiri out of Chowan.
Yeah, that's a nice run by Spells, but Zaquiri does a great job of just holding on until his buddies get there, right? You got Spells in the open field. It's a great job just getting vertical, right? And you're going to see 31 come up there and just hold on for dear life, man, until your buddies show up.
And that's what they teach you all the way back at Pop Warner. You know, get those meat hooks in them and don't let go. Let your buddies get there.
Go.
So pickup of about 5, and Team Brave really content just to let that play clock wind down. Vincent Jeffries in at quarterback. Just bulling right ahead is DeLance Turner. You think they've, or excuse me, that was Tevin Spells. You think they've done that a few times? Now we got some chippiness. But I think Jeffries and Spells have probably put a few yards and a few points on the board down there for the Rattlers.
No doubt, man. Those orange helmets. There's 4 of them out there right now. Look at that. I mean, that's good, fast football. That's a good play.
And
pushing and shoving it here. Look, these guys are competing, and they want to win this football game, and they know what's on the line. I think at the other side of it, though, from a just a football perspective, right, like scouts don't want to see this. They want to see you keep your cool. You can compete, you can get after it, but at the end of the day, man, you don't want to get a penalty in this situation. You don't want to hurt your team by doing something stupid like starting a fight.
And it's always the second guy, you know.
Absolutely.
It's never the first guy that you see that he kind of gives the push or says something. It's always the guy who reacts. So, and we've talked about decisions all day. His decision has just really cost his team.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All of a sudden you go from you got a really nice drive going, you're in a 3rd and manageable situation, 3rd and 5, and now you find yourself in 3rd and 15. That's a whole different ball game right there.
So we'll see with Toriana Morgan, Virginia Union, who's the offensive coordinator today. They might want to call a timeout here to think about it. Looks like they gave him more than 10 yards because it was going to be 3rd and 5. But now it's 3rd and 19. All right, they got it figured out.
Yep.
Being flushed out of the pocket. He escapes one tackler. Got a lot of room over there to his left. Not going to get to the out-of-bounds marker, which is not what he wanted to do. He wanted to stay in the field of play to keep that clock running. But a nice pickup there. Picked up about 12 yards.
Yeah, that was a good job of feeling the pressure. You're going to see him right there. Jeffries is going to sit there. He's got a little pressure from Odin there. Odin does a great job, runs a little TE game with the defensive tackle there. But Jeffries does a great job feeling the pressure, knowing where his escape route is, which is really important as a quarterback. You always got to know where that hole is in the defensive line where you can get out of there and then picking up some big yardage. And I like this, man, going for it on 4th. Why not?
Why not here? Game's on the line. You could get salted away right now. Could Team Brave, or they could be just trying to draw Team Pride off sides with a hard count.
And they did. You jinxed them, Greg Oden. The oldest trick in the book right there.
Yep.
Man, as the D-line coach, as an old D-line coach, man, that is when it's like 4th and 4, 4th and 3, you are screaming at the top of your lungs, watch the ball.
And we've called Oden's name. He's done so well, but a little undisciplined right there.
Good football player. Again, it's an aggressive mistake. When it's 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12, you jump off sides. It's not the end of the world, but when it's 4th and 4, yeah, it's not what you want to do.
First down for Team Brave. Just a handoff trying to get to the outside. Good pursuit by all the Team Pride right there. Lots of blue jerseys, Brandon.
Yep, swarming defense. It was a great job by the guys inside. The 4D linemen, the linebackers did a great job of forcing that ball out onto the edge and then just rallying, running, and getting him down.
So that was DeLance Turner at Alcorn State. You know, he was all SWAC running back, two-time SWAC player of the week, set the Alcorn State record for rushing this year.
Yeah, he's a really, really good football player. Again, I've been really impressed with the way he's caught the ball out of the backfield today and done some things in open space.
Play clock almost at 0. Nice pass right there. Found the tight end. Will Davis just went out there and sat in a spot. Yep. He was able to find him.
That's what you want from your big tight end. 6'3", 241 pounds out of Shaw. Will Davis does a good job just finding a little hole in the zone, sitting down. Nice pass by Jeffries. Gets it in there. Catchable ball. 3rd and short now.
Surprised we hadn't seen more of Dylan Beard out of Southern today. They're doing a good job of milking the play clock, trying to run it down as far as possible, which is probably not something these teams do very often. Flushed out of the pocket, he fakes, and he's going to be taken down by Dakota Bear. Short of the first down. We'll see if they go for it to get on 4th.
Hey, might as well, right? I mean, look, the clock's running. At least sit there and try and draw them off sides again, see if you can hard count somebody into jumping off. But hey, look, they've got everybody inside here. So you see the right defensive in there gets upfield, does a great job of penetrating, but the quarterback's able to get out on the edge, and then Dakota Bear does a great job of cleaning things up, stopping them short of the first down.
Yeah, it was Rodraven Rancher out of Lane College, 3 sacks in his career. Play clock under 10. Hand the ball off to the first man through. He's right there at the marker. Ball came out. I think Team Pride's going to get it. He's got the first down, but are they going to say he was down or not? That was Jawan Etheridge on the carry.
That ball popped out of there. That was number 24, Gomez.
We said they needed a turnover, and they did exactly what they needed to do.
Yeah, that's a great job. Fourth and 2. He got that first down. It's a great job reaching in there and ripping that ball out. Ball pops out. It's a huge play right there.
What kind of boost does that give your team? Even if it's a bowl game, you're down, you know you got to get a stop.
Yeah, look, these guys are playing to win. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And that was a really, really powerful drive that the Brave put on there, right? They moved that ball right down the field. Couple 4th downs that, you know, the first one they get on the hard count, the second one they go for it, they get it, right? But Gomez is able to rip that ball out. I mean, that's a massive play right there. The momentum shift is I mean, you got to take advantage of it now. That's the key.
And we saw them not get the touchdown at the end of the first half. So Brim in at quarterback. Little flare. Fights through the block. Great job right there by the Brave defender. It looks like that was number 31.
Eric Alvis right there. That's a good job from his outside linebacker spot. You see him drive. He reads this perfect, man. You see him right there. Boom.
He wanted that ball. That was determination. What you said, drive. Loss all the way back to the 25. 4 minutes to go in the Spirit of America Bowl.
Second and long for the Pride.
Faking the blitz. Lots of time. Just really underthrew him, had a man wide open.
Yeah. Brim's got it. That was Brown, teammates right there. Number 4, Frank Brown, coming across the middle of the field. They brought a little pressure off the right side. O-line did a great job of picking it up, allowed the route to develop, but unfortunately just a little bit short on the throw there.
You know, really expected to see a few more sacks today because of the offensive line struggling to – not struggling, that's the wrong word, but working hard to mesh together. That's the 5 guys working in unison is hard anytime, much less in 4 hours.
No doubt. And look, I think it says a lot about the quarterbacks and their ability to move, to get out of the pocket, and to make good decisions with the football.
All right, big 3rd down here. Definitely 4-down territory for Team Pride.
Larry back to pass.
Got a man across the middle on a crossing route. He's got the first down. Good pickup right there. Found his favorite target, Frank Brown.
That was the same route they just missed on the last play. He said, bring that back. That's a good job. Brown runs a nice route. The ball was a lot better this time coming from the quarterback, from Brim right here. You're going to see him sit in the pocket, drive that thing through. That's a rope right there to Brown.
So good route. Good pickup, first down. A lot of pressure. Almost intercepted right there by Eric Alvis. Flag on the play by the linesman. That's an odd place for a flag at the end of that play.
Well, the one thing it might be a sideline infraction. The coaching staff was in the white there. There's that. Oh, right there maybe. That late shot.
Yep.
Yep.
Another bad decision right there.
That was Brandon
Lynch.
Right, he comes up driving on the ball. The ball's been thrown out, but when that ball starts going the other way and Alvis is about to catch it, you can't come up and hit the receiver in the back out of bounds.
Almost lost in all that is the effort by Alvis to almost make the interception.
Almost a great play.
So continue to give Team Pride life now inside the Brave side of the field at the 40-yard line.
Larry with the handoff to Larry up the middle.
Just a little handoff right into the teeth of that defense, and there's our man again, Aaron Guy.
It's hard to move 6 foot, 370 pounds.
Because he outweighs all the linemen.
Yes, he outweighs everybody. He's a big fella. And again, like I said, that kid can move too. I mean, I'm really enjoying watching him play.
Wonder if they had a dance contest back at the hotel, how he would do. All right, clock continuing to run. A lot of time came off the clock right there, under 3 minutes. 2nd and 10. Flushing out of the pocket, runs into a big bear hug and going to go down. Need to get a timeout, and they do.
They brought Jeremy Taylor off the edge again. That little safety blitz brought him off the left side of the defense, the right side of the offense. You see him at the top of the screen. Right, he's going to show up. What they're doing there, that puts that offensive tackle in a bind, right? He's got the defensive end in front of him. He's got a block, but he's got the safety coming off the edge, man. You can't be right there. Brim does a good job trying to step up, but the pocket's collapsing around him. You see Aaron Guy in there again, just collapsing the pocket from the inside out. Pressure makes him step up. It's another 3rd and long. Big down right here.
Earlier we had Eric on. You talked about the longest 18 months of their life, their senior season, time between the draft, going into their first season in the NFL. When you went through that, what did you focus on, and what would you tell these guys that they need to really do in the next 3 or 4 months?
Well, I think the important thing is just understand the steps, right, and understand to work to specific goals, right? Don't work to the draft, right? Work to your pro day or to the combine, right, and put yourself in a position so that you're successful each step of the way, because there's so many hurdles to overcome. And then when you get to camp, right, like even just getting to camp is a win. But then getting to camp, and that to me is the hardest part, because all these guys are coming from a situation where they're probably some of the best football players on their team, probably in their conference, right? And all of a sudden, everybody's good. And there's a lot of guys that are better than you. And being able to kind of have the mental toughness to stick it out, because there's going to be a lot more losses than there are wins when you get to camp. And being able to kind of handle that, also with the anxiety of, hey, the Grim Reaper's around every corner in an NFL facility during camp. You can get cut any day. There's no more scholarships. You know what I mean?
All right, big 3rd down play. He's looking, flag on the play. Throws it out of bounds. Maybe an offside right there. Oh, now they're going to wave that off. But nice touch on that ball from Larry Brim.
Yeah, just got away from him a little bit.
Not quite the win we had here yesterday. As we're looking at the American flag in the, I guess that would be the east end zone. That thing never came down yesterday. Today it's just hanging pretty nice.
Yeah, we're very fortunate that it is chilly outside. It's cold. I mean, it is January. It's January, isn't it? This time of year,
I think so.
Time of year flies by, man. It could be February for all I know. But out here in Beautiful Roanoke, Salem, Virginia, southwestern Virginia.
Beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains all around us. Great setting right here. Thanks again to Neil Malvone and Cutting Edge Sports Management bringing us here, providing this game for you today. As we see Neil on the field, probably going to be giving some awards out here very shortly. 2 minutes and 26 seconds, 4th down and 12. Game on the line for Team Pride. Got to pick up a first down, being flushed out of the pocket. Got a man. They are going to say inbounds. Great job right there. Levon Meeks out of Central State found a soft spot and just sat there and waited.
Yeah, and that's a great job by Brim being able to move around in the pocket. I mean, that was huge. There was a little miscommunication there. He had some pressure right away. It almost looked like the center snapped the ball before a couple of the O-linemen were ready. Brim does a great job moving around in that pocket. And like you said, Meeks finds a little hole in the coverage, sits down. Again, having the awareness to be past the sticks. Especially he was on the far side of the field from the sticks, so he doesn't even know really where they are. That's a great job.
You'd hate to be 1 yard short, but he's rolling right. Got another man wide open right there, one of his favorite targets, Frank Brown. He breaks it. He's back to the inside, the 10, the 5, one man to beat. Ball falls out of bounds. Is it going to be out or is it going to be a touchback?
Oh, man.
This could be interesting right here on whether he's out of bounds or the ball went out of the end zone. What a crazy ending this could be. Great catch by Larry Brown, and he's streaking to the far side. No benefit of replay right here. We've got the only replay. They've really got to go with what they saw, and it happened pretty fast.
The Brave defense is down there lobbying big time. Look at them down there pointing on the ground. It went out of bounds here. But if that ball fumbled and went through the end zone.
And that's what they're going to say, touchback. Going to be interesting. I can't wait to see the replay and see who put the hit on him. But so let's set that up for you now. Frank Brown catches it on a crossing route. Or actually, he was on a seam route.
It turned into across the field.
Pivoted and come back to the far sideline. Big hit, ball fumble. Looked like it went out of bounds, but the referees are saying that the ball goes out of the end zone, which is a touchback.
That was a great individual effort by Frank Brown, bringing that ball all the way through the teeth of the defense and making a run for that corner. But whoever he met there right at the pylon was able to knock the ball out.
Because he just did a great job right there. He pivoted, vision.
Yes.
You talk about vision. Yeah. He knew where the play was flowing to. He then goes in the opposite direction and almost ties the game up. So it was to live by the turnover, you're going to die by the turnover.
Doubt.
They got in that position because of the turnover. Now they're minute 43 to go, needing another stop, calling on the defense again. And that's just going to be Tevin Spells running bull right ahead, 5'8", 170. He's got an opportunity to go to the next level.
No doubt. Look, he's a guy, 5'8", 170, a lot of speed, explosiveness, runs the ball physically. He's another guy that – you get into a camp, you do everything you can on special teams, you do everything you can to make that, make yourself as valuable as possible. There's a saying in the NFL, the more you can do. Right? Whether it's, being on the punt team, the punt return team, if you can get on all 4 of those special teams units and be good enough at a young age to contribute somewhere on offense a little bit, even as a third-team running back, you can make a squad.
We're going to get another opportunity there. Oh, he fumbled. Big hit right there. We talked about needing another turnover, and they have done it again. Is Team Pride. Wow.
I think that was Dakota Bear, number 43, middle linebacker. Going to come up. They're running that little power play. You're going to see him right there. Woo! That was a heck of a play right there. Look at him running right off the field there at the bottom. He knew. He knocked that thing out. That's a great play right there.
Wow, just trying to salt the game away. Big hit right there. Tevin Spells fumbles the ball. Dakota Bear with the big hit and great field position. All of a sudden, they're at the 28-yard line. So let's set this up for you, folks. Team Brave on top, 14-7, 52 seconds to go. Team Pride with the ball at the 28-yard line after the fumble. What an afternoon of football right here. Is the NFL playing today? Because I think the best football in America is being played right here in Salem, Virginia. All right, so we got Larry Brim at quarterback, Larry Bishop's behind him, Frank Brown, Willis White at the bottom of your screen. Show blitz, but back out of it. Flush him out of the pocket. He's got a man right there on the yard marker. Right there on the boundary. Almost thought he stepped out of bounds when he came back from the gut.
Yeah, it definitely looked like his right foot had slid over the edge there. Maybe we'll get a. This is a good job by Brim. You're going to watch him again. Extend the play a little bit. Rolling to his left, throwing with the right. It's hard to see there, but from this angle, I agree, as the play was going on, it looked like his right foot was out of bounds a little bit, but that's neither here nor there at this point.
36 seconds to go. Need a touchdown to tie. Got a man open at the 5. He's dancing to the 6. Falls forward to the 4. And they get a timeout right there. Was that Nicholas Williams, the tight end?
It might have been. It looked like it. And that was one of those spots right there where, again, great job by Brim getting the ball in there. They send a little pressure. Is that Fialto right there?
Hadn't called his name all day.
But, the only, nitpicking a little bit here from my end is you want to get out of bounds right now. You're right there on the edge. That way you don't have to burn a timeout. You get out of bounds. You stop the clock. And you save yourself a little bit of time. And more importantly, you save yourself a timeout.
Yeah, because he was right there on the boundary. All he had to do was pivot to the other side.
Yes.
And, he was a great kid coming out of high school, was a top 12 recruit in North Carolina, signed with UNC, ended up at UNC Central. But, again, I'm impressed with Larry Brim and his job of managing the game.
He's done a great job of extending plays and being smart in the pocket and doing the right thing with the football. And he made a couple, he had that one little flip where I think he tried to flip the ball up over somebody's head, which is really the only time I've seen him kind of make a questionable decision. And he's done a great job. I really like his pocket presence. I like the way he goes through his progressions. He's got a good arm. And he's leading this team down here to potentially a game-tying touchdown.
All right, so we assume they've got one timeout left. I think they've called 2 in this half. I'm sure there's not unlimited timeouts. Nobody bites on the hard count. They're in the fade. Interception.
I think I jinxed him.
Yep, they are saying interception. Hard to see who's going to get up off that pile right there, but did not put enough air under the fade regardless.
No, but a little low snap. Fade was a little bit short. Yeah, it looked like
they were going for Fialto.
Yeah, and that's one of those things. Again, that route. That's a timing route. That's a route that you have to have a relationship with that guy. You've got to throw that ball over and over and over again, so that the quarterback and receiver are on the same page. And again, in a situation like this, Neil said it. 4 practices, you don't get to do a lot of that. So again, Brim throws the ball up. That's probably how he throws the back shoulder fade. Fialto runs it maybe a little bit different and a little bit deeper, and you end up with an interception.
And throwing it into double coverage right there.
Yeah.
And the snap didn't help.
No.
The snap through, so the timing was off on that play from the beginning.
Yeah. People don't understand how important all those little tiny things are. The little tiny details in football are the difference in wins and losses.
And Vincent Jeffries takes the final snap, takes a knee. Wow, what a finish right there, a back and forth. Team Pride wanted to get on the scoreboard, had the opportunity, but today I think for Team Pride it's going to come down to missed opportunities.
No doubt about it. And these guys, look, they all played hard. This was a lot of fun to watch. It was a lot of fun to call. And I really enjoyed the way these guys competed because at the end of the day, right, the game doesn't, it's not going to go on their school, right? In college you play for your school, you play for the helmet. This is where it starts to become a bit of a mercenary business. But these guys definitely got after it today that you could tell both sides wanted to win. They both played as hard as they could. And look, it's an incredible accomplishment to play college football. It's a great honor to be here playing in this bowl game. And hopefully, a handful of these guys get that shot at the next level, whether it's the NFL, the CFL, the Arena League. There's a lot of football out there. There's leagues over in Europe. There's a lot of places you can go to play if you just want to, kind of scratch that itch a little bit longer.
Now I hear China's even getting into the Arena League, and The big time opportunity there is you see lots of handshakes going out there for team pride. Anybody really jump out at you, impress you, your offense or defense?
Well, I think when you look at team pride and you look at Larry Brim Jr., he had a great game. Frank Brown did a great job. On the other side of the ball, Garrett Oden, I was really impressed with him and the way that he played up front. I know he did have that one offsides. But, it happens. Again, as an old D-line coach, and look, at the end of the day, Dakota Bear made a couple huge plays at the end of this game, forcing that fumble to give Team Pride the opportunity to go down and maybe score again. Really physical, had a lot of fun. Enjoyed watching that guy play.
And blocked a field goal. The only field goal attempt we had. He gets the block there. But, you got to give your hats off to Adrian Jones and Shaw, the head coach at Shaw University. They come in today. They've got their team prepared, and it came down to opportunities and missed opportunities. And really, it's hard to believe with all the action we had in the second half, there was no scoring.
Right. It was still 14-7, right? And that's you're right. That's good defense. And, again, it's an all-star game. It's hard to finish. It's hard to finish on your team during the regular season, right? And so these guys did a great job. It was a lot of fun. Both of the staffs put in a bunch of work, put everything they had into it. Neil Malvone and Cutting Edge Sports Management did a great job. It's been a great event. And a lot of fun, man. There's no better place to spend a weekend afternoon than on a football field.
So hopefully some of these guys will get a call for maybe the Shrine Bowl that's coming up, maybe the Senior Bowl. Scouts, if you've seen something that you like, please call Eric Galco with Optimum Scouting or call Neil Malvone. These kids would come and put on a great performance for you. But their next step is getting ready for Pro Day, getting ready for the Combine,
getting ready to work out now. Now it goes back to bench, 40-yard dash, the 5-10-5 shuttle, and they're going to if you get an opportunity to work out for guys, they're going to put you up on the board. They're going to ask you, see what your football IQ is, all those different things. The gambit to get in the NFL that you have to run is pretty incredible. They do an amazing job, and this is probably of picking you apart. They try and find the weaknesses, and that's really how this whole thing works.
And Team Brave.
All right, we've got Neil Malvone from Cutting Edge Sports Management down there right there. Tell he's not on camera a lot because he's in the opposite direction. He's having a hard time getting everybody's attention down there to present the winning trophy to Adrian Jones and all the players on Team Brave. But man, just a great afternoon of football regardless, man. And we're lucky enough we get to come back and do it again tomorrow.
Yeah, looking forward to the Dream Bowl tomorrow. It's going to be a good time. Same thing. You got a lot of guys that are out there kind of scrapping and fighting and looking for that next opportunity. But at the same time, just going out and enjoying one more day of football. Because unfortunately, the reality is most of these guys aren't going to play any more football. And so it's glad that they've enjoyed it.
Coaching staff and Team Brave.
All right, going to make the trophy presentation to Adrian Jones and all of Team Brave as the sun begins to set here on a Martin Luther King weekend. And one of the reasons they celebrate the Dream Bowl is to celebrate Martin Luther King and the "I Have a Dream" speech because
Team Brave, come out to the 50.
Because that's what it's all about, is fulfilling that dream of getting to the
Coach
NFL.
Patterson and Team Pride, you showed us today that there was no give up in your game. You battled to the end, and you gave us a great game. Thank you to Team Pride. And now, I have the privilege of presenting the 2018 HBCU Spirit of America Bowl Championship Trophy to Coach Jones and Team Brave.
think they'll share that like the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, pass it around. Everybody gets it for a day or a week, whatever it is. Take it to your hometown.
And now, for some MVP presentations, I'm joined by Keisha Kelly of Black College Experience. Offensive MVP from Team Brave and Alcorn State, DeLance Turner.
Good job by the running back.
No doubt. Good football player.
All SWAC running back. Again, the second in the nation this year, 7.54 yards per carry. When he gets his hand on the ball, he's going to make something happen.
Yeah, he definitely does. And like I said, I knew, kind of coming in out how dangerous he was when you put the ball in his hands. But I was impressed with his ability to block, in pass protection, his ability to get out of the backfield, make catches, and then when he got into space, being really, really scary to come up and try an open field tackle.
I like his running style. You say Marshawn Lynch, I call it running angry.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Our defensive MVP with the hit of the game from Chowan. I'll get it right. From Chowan, Dakota Bear.
No surprise there.
No, not at all. Dakota played a really, really good football game.
I think Dakota, I think Dakota has left the building, but there he's coming up. Great kid, 6 foot, 195 pounds. I mean, you look at his stats, 131 tackles over 34 games.
Very, very active. And that's what you're judged on as a linebacker, your ability to come up and make plays and make tackles. And you saw he was definitely able to lower the boom a couple times today. Did a great job on special teams. It's a good linebacker right there.
And our special teams MVP from Morehouse College, Kenneth Hagans.
Called his name a lot today, made a great open field tackle on a kickoff return, and then basically owned an entire series at the beginning of the second half.
Yeah, and look, that's an important award right there, and we talked about it a couple times during the game, is that's how you make the football team if you're an undrafted free agent. That's how you make the football team if you're not a first through third round pick, is you've got to be able to play special teams, especially if you're a linebacker, a running back, a wide receiver, a safety, a D end. Those are guys that have to be able to do more than just play their position.
Great job by everyone here today. Again, Neil Malvone with Cutting Edge Sports Management, Eric Galco with Optimum Scouting.
Congratulations to all the players. Thank you to all the families, and we'll see you all again next year.
All the folks here at Salem, Virginia. Again, big thanks to all of our friends at National Productions, Thaddeus, Zach, John, Kelly, all the camera operators today, man, and opportunity to work with you, man. It's been great today.
Had a blast. The crew did a great job. It was a lot of fun. Made us sound as smart as possible, I guess, and looking forward to doing it again tomorrow.
All right, folks, so that's going to wrap it up here from Salem, Virginia. HBCU Spirit of America Bowl, Team Brave 14, Team Pride 7. For Brandon Noble, I'm Bill McMillan. We'll be back here on the air tomorrow at 11:55 for the 6th Annual Dream Bowl. You don't want to miss a minute of the action. Go enjoy your Sunday, folks, and we'll see you soon, sports.
Good job, man. Jordan, man. Nice work. That was fun. Nice work. Appreciate it.
I forgot your name, Joe. I'm sorry, man. I forgot.